By T-Mobile, connecting fans in all 50 states with America's largest 5G network. T-Mobile is your ticket to the game. And by DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Download the app to try it free today.
Sun-splashed Southern California day here on a Thursday afternoon, 82 degrees. Shadows will be a factor a little bit later in this ball game. Well, both managers talking about having a feel for the situation today with their usage of pitchers, and we saw that last night from Dusty Baker, Lauren Shahade. He went with his gut with Zach Greinke. That was a big story from last night.
Of course, it depends on the score, Brian, but Dusty Baker says the answer is in the eyes. If I go up to a pitcher and he's blinking a lot, I know he's rattled. I got to get him out of there. He said one time I had to take the ball from Max Scherzer. I didn't know what to do because he has two different colored eyes. So I said, hey, Max, which one am I looking at? He said the blue one. So I looked at the blue one. He wasn't blinking. He didn't seem rattled, left him in, and it worked. Easy as that. Apparently, if you're Dusty Baker, it is as easy as that, right?
He is going to be tested today. Both of these managers will. Thank you, Lauren. And Ron, I know you're a field guy, too, and you've got a guy making the biggest start of his career, Luis Garcia, but the career has been just a minute. He's made one major league start in his career. This guy was an A-ball last year. What have you observed from him the last few moments?
Well, you know, I was watching the young right-hander go out to warm up, and he was out there at about 1:30. He was throwing hard by quarter of, which makes total sense. He's a young guy. He's excited about this start. We're talking about a big arm. Can be a little erratic with his secondary stuff, but his numbers in the minor leagues, 32 starts, 54 games, 18-7 with a 2.5 ERA.
23-year-old Venezuelan will face this Geico batting order. Brandon Lau in the leadoff spot, just the second time this year, as Frenchie mentioned. Arozarena hits second, then Austin Meadows. In the middle goes Yandy Diaz, Ji-Man Choi, Manuel Margot, Joey Wendell, Willie Adames, and Mike Zunino will round out the starting nine for Kevin Cash and the Tampa Bay Rays. Rays up 3-1 in this series, a win away from a World Series. Astros hoping to push it to a game 6. First pitch of the ball game is in there for a strike, and away we go.
I like his pre-wind-up ritual. Kind of bends over, steps back, steps front, and then goes. Got a little rhythm in there.
Luis Garcia, 5 games, 1 start in the regular season as Lau goes to the opposite field. Back on it is Tucker, and that's how the game begins. Brandon Lau hit that well, but right at Tucker, out number 1. And how about the Astros defensively here, Jeff?
Yeah, catching Martin Maldonado. The 2 big runs last night for the Astros. Hitting a walk, going around the infield. Bregman, Correa, Altuve threw 2 throws last night, made them both. Gurriel at first, and then in the outfield, Tucker in left, Springer in center, and Josh Reddick, the Gold Glover, in right.
We've never had an easy throws report. Very good on that defense.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was something to watch.
Altuve had 3 throwing errors in a 2-game span that cost him first 2 games as Garcia lets one fly over the head of Arozarena.
Well, he wasn't trying to send a message, but he did. I mean, how comfortable can you be, Frenchie, when the first pitch is over your skull?
Garcia deals it, and a swing and a miss, and the next one a little slider down and away. How about it?
Well, and you saw that front hip fly open right there. So
right-handed batters this year against Garcia, 1 for 21. He handles righties very well. It's the lefties that he's going to have to bear down on.
Fastball, slider change. And he deals to Arozarena. That slider rolling in there 90 miles an hour. Ron, this is a guy last year, like a lot of pitchers who have emerged, have found some velocity. He picked up 3-4 miles an hour pitching an A-ball last season, and that's put him in the picture for the Astros this year when they came back from the shutdown, and certainly now in the postseason. Dusty Baker loves his moxie on the mound, and he's got that look about him already to get this game started.
There's a phrase they say, conveniently wild, and that's a guy who is maxing out, ball a little up, but he gets the call, Frenchie.
Yeah, Ted Barrett behind the plate, one of the good umpires. A little bit bigger zone than what we've seen, but consistent.
2-2 the count on Arozarena, and he sends one to left field, hits it hard, but right at Tucker, and a couple of hard hit balls for outs. That will certainly help settle the young pitcher. The Rays with 2 line drive outs, 2 gone in the inning. That's Ted Barrett calling the balls and strikes, one of the great ones. Lance Barksdale at first, Manny Gonzalez at second base, John Timpain at third, and the 2 outfield umpires, the crew chief Jeff Nelson with Chris Conroy down the right field line. 6 umpires in a postseason setup.
Because of injury, we've seen a lot of these postseason teams coming in having to play every day and not having a starting pitcher for a big game.
That is the theme today for both league championship series, for 3 of the 4 teams anyway. All that inexperience, and then Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, that's right.
And that'll be the Dodgers and the Braves.
Well, that's what I meant. You know, not experienced starter to start a game. You're just going with you hope here with Garcia. Looks good so far.
This is a battle of attrition postseason this year with no off days between. There's a swing and sounded like a broken bat, foul ball. Meadows been one of their better bats here recently, and he does break his bat. Kevin Cash, Frenchie, wanting Meadows in the 3 spot in the order. He's trying to shake things up a little bit. He knows his offense has got to find another gear on a day like this when you're going deep in the well with pitchers.
Yeah, and we talk about Brandon Lau. This is a guy, Meadows, too. 33 home runs, 89 RBIs last year. Had COVID early in camp this year, oblique injury. We saw last night his swings really starting to get back to where he was last year.
Meadows with his first career postseason multi-hit game yesterday. It had been since late August, back into the regular season, that he had a multi-hit game.
You know, the Astros are looking for Garcia to do what Urquidy did last year for them in the postseason. Urquidy pitched that huge game in Game 4 of the World Series. Maybe Garcia can give them that effort today.
Well, he might not have the experience, but he does not lack confidence. He believes in his ability and not afraid to pitch upstairs too and challenge these hitters. But look at that changeup. Wow, what a pitch. That just died. Meadows strikes out. Terrific start for the 23-year-old Garcia. Astros batting order presented by Geico is turned in by Dusty Baker, Springer, Bradley, Altuve. Got the big names up top with Bregman, Correa, Kyle Tucker, Yuli Gurriel, a struggling hitter. Josh Reddick gets a start against the right-handed starting pitcher, and then Martin Maldonado, who scored 2 runs yesterday. He'll round it out. And there's John Curtis. This is the opener for the Rays for this Game 5.
He's opened 3 times for the Rays this season. The 6th different starting pitcher the Rays have used in the postseason.
And Springer on the first pitch turns it around. That is up and out of here on the first pitch of the ball game. George Springer with a home run. He homered last night. He homers today. And the Astros are up 1-0 right out of the gates.
We saw last night Springer loves fastballs. 2nd most hits off 98 since 2017. And right here, first pitch of the game. It's what Dusty talks about with him being the leadoff hitter. It's so dynamic. He can put you down 1-0 with one swing.
Dusty talked about it today. He said, I don't really care that much about my starter. I want my hitters to drop a big number today.
Here's Michael Bradley now. Astros have gotten first inning home runs in 4 of the 5 games of this ALCS, and that was center, and see you later.
When you face a more traditional leadoff hitter, and what I mean by that, a guy who is looking to just get on base, then yes, you groove the first pitch, try to get ahead. And you see that he's pointing up to Gary Pettis, who's in the stands today, their third base coach. Who
so good to see him in the stands.
Awesome.
That just makes
said that's
my
for
heart
you,
happy.
GP.
Yeah, he has been ill. He is finally out of the hospital. He'll start cancer treatment, and they've been hanging his jersey in the dugout. And Springer looks up to his coach. He's also the outfield coach. They are very close. Well, what a moment that was. before we barely get started here today. Great to see Gary Pettis.
That's great. Wish him well.
Yep.
Springer now with 19 career postseason homers. He is 4th all time in that category. Bradley a swing and a miss and a strikeout. So Curtis comes back with a K. These two starting pitchers could not have gone about their pregame routines more differently than they did. So as Ronnie mentioned, Luis Garcia is out there a half hour before. He's got the full thing going. As you see the list for the all-time home runs, Manny Ramirez has 29 career postseason homers. Springer now tied with Pujols, just broke free from a group that includes his teammate Altuve, Reggie Jackson, and Mickey Mantle. Garcia took a while to get ready. Curtis went to the bullpen, what, 10 minutes before first pitch, and came out of the bullpen to the mound to start the game. He didn't go into the dugout first like most starters do.
He did exactly what he would do in relief. He just threw his probably 25, 30 pitches, and he's ready to go.
No balls and a strike. Jose Altuve takes a ball high. Altuve has first inning home runs in 3 of the first 4 games. And he has had a familiar swing and a familiar game plan. Full home runs for Jose Altuve, who is at 18 career postseason homers. Wave and a miss and a good breaking ball from Curtis, and it's 1-2.
And that is a good breaking ball, something you have to be able to throw to Altuve. All 3 of those home runs, BA, on fastballs.
Altuve with 5 home runs now in his 10 games played, 10 runs batted in. He's had throwing problems. He's had 4 errors this postseason, 3 in this series, but there's nothing wrong with his bat. Let's check in with Lauren Shahadi. She's got more on Jose Altuve.
Today, Dusty compared Jose to Joe Morgan, said they're like Mighty Mouse. Do you know who Mighty Mouse is? He said, look him up. He was a bad little dude. He had super strength. Altuve doesn't let size hold him down. Size doesn't show how much intellect or love for the game you have. He said he's a shining light to anybody who feels held down by size.
Do you know who Mighty Mouse is, Lauren?
Brian, 21-year-olds don't remember Mighty Mouse.
Very good, Lauren.
Oh, yeah. Mighty Mouse was jacked. He had it going on. Well, and to reference Joe Morgan, especially after the passing of Joe Morgan this week, and Joe Morgan and Dusty Baker were very close. We saw that scene yesterday. We didn't know what was talked about, but Dusty putting his arm around Jose Altuve and then shared with us later that's what he told him. And he said Joe Morgan's with us. Former Astro Joe Morgan. And Altuve has been told his whole life. It's almost, I mean, it's an old story now because he's had such great success. But, you know, when he first arrived to the major leagues, Astros were one of the worst teams going. I mean, they were in the middle of multiple 100-loss seasons. And there was a bit of a tone that now we're going with this guy who's this size. How can he be this much for us? And he's been everything and more. Mighty Mouse debuts. Joe Morgan born. Yeah, that's very cool. And Altuve draws a walk. Got behind early, 2 strikes. Now he's aboard with 1 away.
Yeah, catching Curtis today for the 4th time in 5 games this series. Mike Zunino going around the infield. Joey Wendell been playing a phenomenal third base. Adames Lau, the G-man at first base today. And in the outfield, Arozarena, Manuel Margot, and Austin Meadows gets the starting right.
Well, there is activity in the Rays bullpen. That is left-hander Josh Fleming put on this championship series roster. Kevin Cash hoping that Curtis could get him through 2 innings. Flare into right field, slicing. That's a long run, but will be run down by Meadows. Fighting the sun. That can be a tough sun field here this time of day. 2 outs in the inning as Bregman is retired on the first pitch.
Yeah, he jammed Bregman here. And it looked from up here, guys, that ball was maybe going to have a chance to fall in, but stayed in the air with this heat. Good play by Meadows fighting the sun.
So 2 men are out. A leadoff home run on the very first pitch. George Springer goes deep to left. And 1-0 Astros. 2 outs for Carlos Correa now.
Curtis threw 2 innings or more 5 times this year. 2 2/3 one time. 43 pitches was his high.
Correa has been the hot bat. He's had the power bat in this postseason. Got a chance here and a pickoff at first. Altuve, a late break back to the bag. Lightning quick move by Curtis, and the inning ends at first base with Correa at the plate. He broke. Choi slaps the tag, and that's how the first inning ends. Goodyear, more driven. Bright sunny day, but the shadows are going to be a factor soon here today. Both of these managers talked about getting early leads. It is tough to see when the long shadows creep in. 1-0 Astros on a George Springer first inning homer. Luis Garcia retired the side in order with a strikeout. Yandy Diaz leads off for the Rays.
Garcia made his debut on September 4th. He came in on the first inning to relieve Lance McCullers and went 4 1/3. Made 1 start against the A's. 5 shutout innings 5 days later.
And for the Rays, we talk about the offensive struggles, guys. 3 for 31. They're hitting 97 to lead off the inning. They have to find a way to get something going with no outs. Put some pressure on those guys to make the pitches.
Diaz has not hit much at the plate. He's been a guy that's gotten on quite a bit. He's drawn a lot of walks, deep count at bats this year, including the postseason. Led off 34 times in an inning, got on base half of those occasions. He's walked 8 times in the postseason, has 2 walks in this championship series. Hitting in the cleanup spot today, the designated hitter, Yandy Diaz. And a wave and a miss.
It's a tight slider.
It looks good early.
You said it, BA, when you talk about the walks this season, 23 walks, 17 Ks. With the velocity and the way people pitch now, you rarely see that.
And you couldn't have a better setup. I mean, everybody wants fans back in the stands, believe me. But for these young pitchers of the Astros to be pitching in these kinds of games without having to pitch in hostile environments or all the noise, the energy that a crowd can bring, it almost works in Dusty Baker's plan perfectly.
From the second you're at the ballpark and you're in the bullpen and fans are hooting on you, from the second you throw your first pitch, all of that is out.
Garcia in a 2-2 count. Little rollover ground ball to Bregman. Excellent glove man over there, and he takes care of Yandy Diaz. 4 in a row retired by Garcia. First ground ball out for him.
So we've seen a really good changeup to strike out Meadows in the first, and a changeup there to Diaz to get the ground ball. So he's supposed to be erratic with his secondary stuff. Not so far.
A very calm demeanor. He is one of the 3 Astros signees that they got for a very cheap rate, considering. Signed him 2017, just $20,000, and he was a late sign. He was 20 years old when they signed him in 2017. Shift is on for Choi. And just for context, guys, that for a player from Venezuela, Dominican, typically those players are signed earlier, 15, 16, 17 years old. You get to 20, that's almost past the curve of you becoming a force in an organization, at least into prospect status. But the Astros have hit on 3 of those guys.
Yeah, that you go from the prospect to the suspect kind of list, right?
Yeah, if you're going to go 15, you better not get caught, because I think 16 is the age, right? But yeah, it's, as you said, you get to like 20 years old or so.
Well, if the Astros advance to tomorrow, we'll see another one of those guys who has been so great for them. Their #1 starter, Framber Valdez. He was a late sign as well. Yoneli Paredes is on that list. They've hit on all of these guys. They're all performing well this postseason as Choi rolls over one. Foul ball, says the first base umpire. Lance Barksdale on the call. 2 balls and a strike on Choi. Inside the Numbers presented by DraftKings. See his changeup this year 18% of the time, and he had a good changeup to get Austin Meadows to win that first inning. James Click, the GM of the Astros, came from the Tampa Bay Rays organization. Started as an intern in the Rays system. He's responsible for a lot of these Rays players you see on the field now in his first year as the head of the baseball operations department with the Astros.
That's got to be tough, knowing this is kind of the team you put together, help put together, that you're playing against.
He and Rays GM Eric Neander working very closely. Choi pulls one foul.
Well, let's see, here's a little mini test for Garcia. 3-2 count. Do you challenge him? Boy, Choi's all over that fastball. The changeup would look beautiful right here if he's able to execute it.
And Choi wants to politely say, I'm not ready yet. I'm still digging in on you.
Get it all right.
Here's a payoff. And he missed. And so the first blemish of the day for Luis Garcia, and he'll go into the stretch for the first time with 1 out. Hey, the MLB app is the one place to get everything for your favorite team's chase to the pennant, including video highlights, pitch tracking, and much more. Download the MLB app today for the postseason in your pocket.
Well, he threw it, Ron. You were right. And it was a pretty good one, but good job by G-Man laying off.
That's right.
First base runner of the day for the Rays. Here is Manuel Margot now. Popped a 3-run home run earlier in this series. It's the only game the Rays have had the first lead in this series. That was game 2. That was following an Altuve error. Margot also made a brilliant catch, crashing over the wall in right field and foul territory. That all came in a 2-inning stretch. Had a first-inning homer and then made that catch in the second inning. And to your point in the open, Jeff, the Rays have had these moments of greatness from individual players, but really Randy Arozarena has been the only consistent piece in their offense right now, and that's got their manager Kevin Cash a little concerned.
Yeah, you're right. Margot in game 2 with the big 3-run homer. Joey Wendell with a big hit in game 3. But besides that, he's been the guy that has carried this offense. Got to have some guys help him out.
Especially against a young pitcher making his first career postseason start. Margot pops him up. Fly ball to right for Reddick. Glasses on, using his glove to shade his eyes. There is out number 2.
This is one of those days, Frenchie. I think that the outfielders on a pop up that high should all converge on the ball just in case someone loses it.
Well, there's got to be communication. Yeah. And I think more important, backing guys up so in case you don't see it right away.
That's how you do it. Gets more and more difficult as the day goes on the line drives, as that right fielder will be staring right into that setting sun here in San Diego. Here's Joey Wendell now. 2 men are out. Choi, the runner at first. It's a bottom of the zone with a fastball.
I know it should seem evident, but no Tampa Bay Ray has had an at-bat against Garcia.
Could be a feel-out process first time through. Dusty Baker hoping the shadows are part of the story second time through, and then he'll have a chance to make a decision. This is going to be one of those games, a tactician's dream, where the position players when to pull pitchers. And those shadows are already creeping out there.
Or as we saw last night, when to leave pitchers
When
in.
to leave them in. That's right. Leaving them in was the big story of the game last night. If the Astros can survive and force a game 6, they are then rolled back around with their A pitchers lined up and ready to go. Framber Valdez and Lance McCullers. But the same goes for the Rays. And that hit him. Garcia hits him on an 0-2 pitch. Joey Wendell will reach first and second now with two outs. And no worse for the wear is Joey Wendell.
And look at Maldonado after this. Watch his frustration with his pitcher, knowing he had him set up.
Listen, we're talking about a young man who doesn't have a lot of experience. You're right. Maldonado can't believe he threw it and hit the foot of Wendell. But, you know, it's an 0-2 count. A young pitcher trying to throw the greatest slider he's ever thrown, and he hung on to it a little too long.
And now 2 men are on, a walk and a hit batter. And Frenchie, this is where the Tampa Bay Rays have struck oil a few times. They get down to the bottom of their batting order.
Yeah, this postseason, 5 RBIs out of the 8 hole and then 11 out of the 9 hole.
Willy Adames hitting 8th. He almost hit a game-tying 2-run homer last night. Instead, it was an RBI double in the 9th inning that got the Rays within 1. Activity in the Houston bullpen. Taylor, one of the 2 lefties down there, getting loose.
Hitters 1 for 11 and runners in scoring position versus Garcia this summer.
Big swing by Adames.
And Adames, who had a really good regular season, 813 OPS, 8 homers. Before that double last night off the wall, his 2 at bats prior to that, he had a couple deep fly balls that he had really good swings at. Signs of him breaking out.
Two on, 2 outs. And nice pick back there by Maldonado, and he's going to make a trip to the mound. That double yesterday by Adames, that snapped at 0 for 15. And you're a hitter who's struggling. You lace up one like that. Gives you good feelings coming into your next game. Now Brent Strom is on his way out. And the wheels are already in motion.
I can tell you from experience, when you pitch in the postseason, that first inning, you're so excited. The adrenaline is sky high. And once you get through it, it's great. You go out for the second inning, it feels like all of the air has been let out of the balloon because you kind of sink a little bit because your adrenaline goes down and you got to fight that in that next inning. To me, he's just overthrowing a little bit, just trying to make each pitch nastier than the previous one.
You almost feel like, too, that Strom telling Maldonado to relax a little bit because he looks a little frustrated with a couple of those pitches from Garcia. Like, help our young guy out here.
Well, he does have 2 outs. Garcia retired the side in order with a strikeout in the first. He's given up a walk, and he's hit a batter here in this second inning. 2-1 the count on Willy Adames. 3 balls and a strike.
So we talked about him being erratic with his secondary stuff, his slider and changeup. It's either a perfect one or one not close. Expected for a guy with this little experience.
And the fear, if you're on the other side, you're Dusty Baker, Brent Strom, that he doesn't try to get too much of the plate and a hanging slider, and that's the damage rule. Hitters count. Willy Adames. Both runners will be off on the crack of the bat. Garcia wants to start over, and now Maldonado goes to his card. So this is how they recognize the changing of the signs here with a runner at second base.
I would say that Taylor's getting up to face Lau if the inning goes that far. But if he doesn't come close with these pitches here, you might have to bring him in for Zunino, even though it's a lefty right.
Zunino due next. 3 balls and a strike. He's got the one he wants. And he missed with it. And it's ball 4, and the bases are loaded now. So here go the Rays with a chance, and Dusty Baker already second inning has decisions to make. Blake Taylor continuing to get hot in the bullpen.
Well, and you're going to see at least 5-6 pitchers from both these teams today. And when you do that, you're going to get some runners in scoring position. And to me, it's who can get the big couple hits today.
So right. Not every pitcher is going to be perfect.
Right. So here is Zunino. That's a low average, but he's done damage. 3 homers in this postseason. Loves that first pitch as well. And he takes a 96-mile-an-hour fastball in the outside corner. Can't place it any better than that if you're Garcia.
I would throw it again. Thrown so many breaking balls that he hasn't proven he can throw for a strike. Get up 0-2.
25th pitch of the inning for Luis Garcia. Zunino had a game-winning RBI in game 1, a 5th inning single. He's hit a long home run in this series as well. Game 2, 453-foot homer. Had a homer in the wild card series, the division series, and has one here in the championship series. No balls and a strike. They're loaded up with 2 outs, and it's 0-2. Another fastball, same spot, Ron. Well, Zunino, he's making his hits count. Launched one off for you in the wild card series, game 2, and then he homered against the Yankees. And then that key base hit, the game winner, and then a no-doubter in game 2. Hits have come few and far between, but when he's put the bat on the ball, he has made it count. No balls, 2 strikes. Zunino in the air, right field. Backing up on it is Reddick. At the track, he's going to make the catch. Oh, Garcia with his heart in his throat sees that one go into Reddick's glove. The Rays strand, the bases loaded. Still 1-0 Houston. Head to the Astros second inning. Rays strand, the bases loaded. John Curtis back out there to start his second. Correa will lead off. He was at the plate when Altuve was picked off first base. Carlos Correa 2 for 14 in this championship series. After 4 homers and 12 RBIs in the first 2 rounds. 3 and 11 came in that division series against Oakland. He hit a long home run here in game 2. And that one right at the bottom of the zone. Curtis 1-2 the count.
I think something to keep an eye on too. Correa and Tucker next. First bullpens this postseason. Correa 529 with 3 home runs. Tucker 368.
Correa chased one. Down he goes. So John Curtis with a strikeout. That's how he starts his second inning and his second strikeout. And looks like he has hit the end. It is all mapped out. Kevin Cash with the left-hander Tucker coming up. He's going to go to Fleming. Fleming's been a starter. His bulk pitcher. Curtis the opener goes an inning and a third. Gives up a run. And now the Rays into their bullpen the rest of the way.
Erie, show me the MLB postseason schedule.
Well, it's all mapped out to start. We're not into the field portion yet for the managers. This was the plan all along. Josh Fleming put on this championship series roster, and Kyle Tucker, the lefty, coming up. And he'll get the ball with 1 out in the second inning, Ronnie.
Yeah, I've seen him pitch 3 times this year. Talking about a guy who pitches to contact, good sink on his fastball, a little cutter that he uses against right-hander, turns into more of a slider against left-handed hitters, and a good changeup. So he even though he's a young pitcher, 5-0 this year in 5 starts, 2 relief appearances, he is highly developed. He knows how to throw strikes.
And he's facing Kyle Tucker to start it. One away, second inning, a first inning home run on the first pitch. George Springer put the Astros on top.
Hasn't pitched since the last day of the season, September 27th.
And I'm sure he's battling nerves and the fact that he hasn't been on a competitive mound in a while. I mean, there's only so much throwing in the bullpen and preparing for a moment like this. But Kevin Cash has been insistent upon using pitchers. We saw it with Aaron Loop. We saw it with Jose Alvarado last night. Now we see it with Fleming today. He knows he's going to have to use his entire roster. He has the benefit of a 3-1 advantage. And it is Fleming's day today. The bulk pitcher, as he is known. A couple of strikes in there after falling behind 2-0. Now it's even 2-2.
And that's what I thought was so interesting about this postseason, guys, with the no off days. I think we all figured, you know, if you have your regular off days, you're not seeing Garcia today. You know, you're not seeing Curtis start out of the bullpen. You're giving guys time to come back. You were going to have to rely on a lot of guys that you're not used to relying on.
Did he go? They'll ask. And he did.
No.
That's a strikeout. Tucker is rung up. First strikeout, first batter faced.
It's really been a theme for me. This crew in this series has been very aggressive with calling the check swing. If you check your swing, you're probably going to be out.
Third base umpire John Tumpane with the quick ring up.
I actually think you went on that one.
It's almost like he checked it in time, but he couldn't keep the head of the bat from coming through.
That's a little tapper foul. Zunino tried to get to it before it went foul, as Yuli Gurriel down 0-1. It has been a monumental struggle for Gurriel. It's been one of the great run producers during this incredible run of success for the Astros. It's easy to roll off the names Springer, Altuve, Bregman, Correa. But Gurriel's been the big force in the middle of the lineup. It has been a different story this year. To center field. Routine fly ball. Margot makes the play for the out. 3-batter inning. 2 pitchers get through it. Curtis and Fleming. 1-0 Astros. Rays are coming to bat. Into the bullpen goes Dusty Baker. It has begun here in Game 5. Blake Taylor will take over for Luis Garcia. The left-hander will face Brandon Lau to start this third inning.
Well, Blake Taylor pitched in Game 1 through 13 pitches, got an out, and then in Game 3 on Tuesday through 16 pitches and got through an inning.
Garcia 2 scoreless innings, 2 walks, a hit batter, and a strikeout. 1-0 Astros on a Springer first inning homer. Back around to the top of the order for the Rays. Lau, a swing and a miss. Lau becomes the 6th different leadoff man used by Tampa Bay this postseason. That is a major league record. It had been 5. Last seen by the Dodgers in 2018. Just the 2nd time Lau's hit leadoff this year. He did it a number of times last season, as he made a run at Rookie of the Year last year. Finished 3rd in that category. And so Lau in the leadoff spot, hit one hard to the track to the opposite field and left in the first. 1 ball, 1 strike. In the air, right center field, hit pretty well. Reddick out of room, and it is gone. Brandon Lau with the solo shot. All tied at 1 as Lau connects on one. His first home run this postseason. And the bat the Rays have been desperately waiting to wake up is awake now.
Took it all the way to the warning track first at bat with a lot better swing than what we've seen. And now here 110.7. And this was a no-doubter. This was deep into that right center area. And a guy that the Rays have desperately been waiting for. Last home run September 23rd.
Been a long time coming for Brandon Lau. Tie game, 1 apiece. And the lefty on lefty matchup. Maybe he needed a left-handed pitcher to help him stay in. Well, he powered that one out of here. 14 home runs in the regular season. He led all second basemen in homers. Rosarena takes a strike. Well, how good does that feel for him? Everybody down that dugout wants to get some of those hits out of Lau.
It's got to feel like a 50-pound brick off his back.
Boy. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rosarena takes a strike right down the middle. Knows he let one go by.
You know, the Rays have a history of this. If you remember, even when Joe Madden was here, he would routinely take his cleanup hitters like Carlos Pena and lead them off just to get them going. And it works here with Lau.
Get him up there first is what Kevin Cash said. I want him up there first. I don't even want him thinking about an at-bat standing in the on-deck circle. He's going to be first out of the gates. And he hit the ball hard first time up. Flew out to the track and left, and this time he sends one over the wall in deep right center. And now sharing his knowledge with Meadows, another lefty. Down he goes. Rosarena got caught guessing. And a backwards K. Blake Taylor picks up his first strikeout, first out of this 3rd inning.
And guys, that shows me right there that these shadows are creeping in. To see him take 2 fastballs right down the middle the way he's been swinging it, I feel like he didn't see it.
Couldn't pick it up.
The shadow of the light tower creates quite the strobe effect as the ball comes to the plate. That brings up Austin Meadows. He showed bunt for a moment with the big shift on. I don't think Bregman's buying it at all. He hardly budged. What the hitter's looking at.
That was the first run Taylor had given up in 9 games.
Comes against a left-handed hitter. Tampa Bay gets Brandon Lau going. Look out. There's Enoli Paredes getting loose. I mean, he is a late game high leverage pitcher warming up in the 3rd inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hits it sharply, gobbled up by Gurriel. Excellent defender is Gurriel. And Meadows is retired. 2 outs after the home run. Taylor will face Yandy Diaz, or will he, as Dusty Baker is on his way out. Hit that ball sharply. So it's going to be a short stint for Taylor, as Dusty will take the ball from his left-hander. Faces 3 batters, gives up a game-tying homer in the 3rd. This has the tension and the feel and the matchup deliverance of a 7th, 8th, 9th inning scenario. We're in the 3rd. Brandon Lau finally gets loose on one. His first postseason home run this year, and a big hug from Hunter Renfroe. We're all tied at 1. We'll set up the new hurler after this game 6 right here on TBS, and we'll have it for you 6:07 p.m. Our coverage will start at 5:30 on TBS, and the NLCS on FS1, a game 5 at 9:08. All tied at 1. Solo home runs from George Springer and Brandon Lau. And Enoli Paredes on the mound. Dusty Baker brings him on much earlier than he normally would, as he takes the ball with 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. Ron.
He came in the 6th inning in game 3, gave up a single sacrifice, hit by pitch. So bring him in an earlier part of the game.
Facing Yandy Diaz, that has been a target for Paredes. He came in to face Yandy Diaz 2 days ago. Diaz with a base hit. He singled to center field. That was part of that 5-run 6th inning for the Rays in game 3, where they flipped the game. Paredes giving up those 3 earned runs. Another guy with electric stuff out of that Astros bullpen, and a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Electric stuff, but what you need here And hopefully they'll get it from Paredes. He's been so good for them in the postseason. Strikes. You need someone who's going to throw some strikes. It's a little tough for the hitters to see.
The next hour or so is going to be a pitcher's delight with these shadows. Diaz, a bouncing ball, two-base throw. Good enough. Let's put it that way. And Paredes gets out of the inning. But Brandon Lau comes up with a big home run. A struggling hitter. He's found it now. And the game is tied at 1 apiece. '20 ALCS on TBS, presented by Geico. Brandon Lau gets loose for a solo home run, tied at 1 now as Josh Reddick leads off. Josh Fleming back on the mound for the Rays. Reddick in the starting lineup with a right-handed starter, but that starter was an opener, so Reddick's first at bat. He faces a left-hander, and that's the idea behind the opener. Have the opposing manager set his lineup. There's really only one platoon that Dusty Baker runs right now, and that is Reddick and Aledmys Diaz. So first time around, Reddick will see a left-handed pitcher. Fleming got the last 2 outs of the second through 8 pitches. 7 of those were fastballs.
I was saying before, I watched Fleming this summer. He's got great poise, great maturity, throws a lot of strikes. You see that sinker down and into lefties. That's a pitch lefties don't see a lot from left-handed pitchers.
Missouri native. Fleming from Webster University, which is just outside downtown St. Louis, a Division III school. He is the first player ever to reach the major leagues from Webster University. And here he is pitching in a key game in the ALCS, Game 5. Maldonado due next. Didn't miss by much, if at all. Reddick turns that one around. That's falling fast, and it's down. A base hit. I saw Lau homer off a lefty, and now Reddick with a base hit off the left-handed pitcher. Moments ago, Lauren caught up with Rays skipper Kevin Cash.
Kevin, shadow's a problem. Could Randy not see those 2 fastballs down the middle?
Might have been. I'm not really sure. He hasn't seen too many lefties, but trust that he's going to get a good swing off here eventually.
How long can Fleming give you?
He can give us plenty. We'll just have to decide where the state of the game is, but he's built up to go, 75, 80 pitches.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
I appreciate that from Kevin Cash. He's done a masterful job leading the Rays to this point, up 3-1 in this series. Beat the Yankees in 5. Took the Yankees to the max and won that decisive game. Rays swept the Toronto Blue Jays in the wild card series. And Ron, the Rays, the best team in the American League record-wise this year. They won 40 of the 60 games they played, using a ton of different lineups.
Ton of different lineups. They had 12 pitchers who had saves. They used 12 different starters.
Maximizing the roster. Maldonado takes a ball, 2-0 the count.
I think something to pay attention to, guys, is it's hard for the umpire to see sometimes. That last at bat, the 0-1 slider to Reddick he got to get to 0-2, the 2-2, that was a good pitch.
It was. And Teddy Barrett usually is a guy who likes to hunt strikes, wants to call strikes.
Maldonado taking all the way, takes a strike. Is it tougher to see from a hitter's perspective, Frenchie, the breaking ball or the fastball? What gives you the most difficulty as a hitter in shadows like this?
The breaking ball for sure, but what happens is you get so, I think, cognizant of seeing the breaking ball that, like a Rosarena we saw, you let 2 good heaters go by.
Fleming can get the double plays, gets a lot of ground balls.
2-1 the count. Maldonado at the plate, and another one's in there. Maldonado looks like he is gauging to see if Fleming can throw strikes. If there are hitters that would have more of a chance in the shadows, it is the 2 catchers, Maldonado and Zunino, who are seeing pitch after pitch come through these shadows.
Maldonado had a big game yesterday.
2 runs scored, and the bottom part of the lineup for the Astros has been not great this postseason. So much that today Kevin Cash even talked about it, about the bottom of the lineup for the Astros, and Maldonado with the huge walk and the single.
Every Rays pitcher knows they have to get their outs at the bottom of the order with Reddick and Maldonado, Gurriel, Reddick, Maldonado, because the lumber company is due up after that. Puts a little more pressure when these hitters are at the plate. 2-2 the count. Maldonado turns on one, pulls it foul. Had a good cut at that one.
So Fleming will attack the right-handers with a cutter in, left that one more over the middle of the plate, sinker away and changeup away out of the same spot. Just a little quick by Maldonado.
Yarbrough and Fleming, the two left-handers in the starting rotation, back into the rotation. And our first look at Fleming in the postseason here today. Maldonado hits it hard into right field. That ball's got some carry. Meadows is back. It's over his head and off the wall. Reddick off to the races. He'll stop at third. And it's a double for Martin Maldonado. Back-to-back hits from the bottom of the Astros order, and they are in business in this third inning.
Well, it's the bottom of the Tampa Bay order that's done most of the trouble here against the Astros.
And what a great approach right here. Look, that's a two-seamer off the plate. Maldonado, a guy, as you said, Ron, likes to kind of pull the ball, can get ground balls. You try to pull that ball, good chance it's a double play. He went with it, let the pitcher supply the power. And now for the Astros, this is what they've been waiting for. A couple guys on with the top of the order.
Good job by Margot with the backup to get the ball in and stop the runner Reddick from scoring.
Martin Maldonado, how good has he been at the plate? A Gold Glove catcher, you know his prowess behind the plate. On base twice yesterday, scored 2 runs. A double here today in his first at bat. Astros are set up. Kyle Snyder, the Rays pitching coach, wants to talk it over with Fleming.
You know, Ron, you said something earlier about Springer batting leadoff and not the prototypical leadoff that you used to see. The game's changed so much now, and maybe even more coming up with the DH. But the 3 most dynamic leadoff hitters, guys, to me in baseball, George Springer, Ronald Acuna, and Mookie Betts. What do they have in common? 3 out of their 4 teams in the playoffs right now.
So here comes Springer. That was the first leadoff home run in Houston postseason history since Craig Biggio did it in 2004. Springer wasted no time. First pitch he saw. Infield is in. Second and third, nobody out on the first pitch. Over is Fleming. Looks, throws in time for the out. That was beautifully done by Josh Fleming. I mean, textbook, as he looked Reddick back and then cuts down Springer at first base. That's a big out.
Well, the great thing about this is he didn't panic. Really took his time. He looked at the runner at third, knew it was going to be a bang bang play. But really, the timing of it was, you can't get any better from the youngster Fleming.
And you shown approach-wise, same pitch Maldonado got. You saw what happened when he tried to pull the ball.
That's right. That is no easy throw to see either, by the way, from the first baseman. Choi staring into that sun. There's a lot of glare. Infielders talked about that after game 2. It was bright for them, as difficult as it is for the hitters. Here's Michael Brantley now.
Remember, Michael Brantley's DHing today because yesterday he fouled 2 balls off his right instep back to back. They had to take some x-rays. They came back negative, but hurting a bit today.
He was excellent with runners in scoring position this year. And Brantley takes a ball. 2-0 the count. And Altuve on deck. Got a hard throwing left-hander, Shane McClanahan, in the Rays bullpen. He made his major league debut in the playoffs in the division series.
Left-handed batters batted .280 this summer against Fleming, .212 against right-handed batters.
Infield end. Bradley takes a strike.
And look, that's a good take right there, 2-0. And the reason Brantley's so good with runners in scoring position, in a situation like this, he's going to see the ball out over the plate. Whether it's that slider or fastball, he wants something out over the plate that he can lift to left field.
Right on the inside corner. Well placed fastball by Fleming. Brantley hit 100 points higher this year in the regular season against right-handed pitchers. 331 versus lefties. Hit 231 against lefties.
Astros have to punch at least one in here. Have to.
2 balls and a strike. And Brantley will drive in one for sure. Reddick scores. They're going to wind up Maldonado. Throw to the plate. One hops in, and Maldonado is safe. A 2 RBI single. Michael Brantley gives the Astros a 3-1 lead.
Brantley's such a professional hitter. That's why he's hitting 3 for the Astros. Takes 3 sinkers in. Finally, look at this, Ron, gets a pitch out over the plate that he can handle and lines it into right field. And aggressive base running. Send in Maldonado.
Throw from Meadows didn't have a lot on it, considering maybe he was doing a little coaching, thought that the third base coach was not going to send the catcher.
I think you're right on with that. I think with Maldonado, thinking, okay, he's going to keep him, surprised him.
Good hustle by the catcher.
Fleming facing Altuve now. How about Omar Lopez? He is the third base coach while Gary Pettis has been out. Gary Pettis is known as a very aggressive third base coach. He's got that windmill action, and you know he loved that right there.
So maybe Omar Lopez in his honor.
Yeah. Sending Maldonado home, who does not run well, but that was not a strong throw in from right field in Meadows. 2 RBI single, Michael Brantley. 3-1 Astros. 3 hits in the inning. And now Altuve at a 2-0 count. Oh, I got the benefit of a call right there. 2-2 now. Maldonado's key double, and then a mad dash to the plate.
Fleming's got to be careful with Altuve here. 6 for 9 off lefties this postseason with 4 bombs.
Keeps the ball down, he's all right. Anything up in the strike zone is lethal for Altuve.
Okay, what we saw yesterday in the first inning, one of the more impressive feats. He turned around a 100-mile-an-hour fastball from Tyler Glasnow up.
Yeah, up in the zone.
Somehow launched it out of here.
I love his approach. He said, just let Glasnow provide the power.
That's what you're supposed to do with high velocity, guys. The harder you swing, they want you to do that.
3 balls and a strike. Hitters count. Brantley at first. Altuve fouls it away. And you see a swing like that, and as a pitcher you go, you know, there's a hole in there somewhere. That scissor kick of Altuve. It's not a conventional swing by any stretch. He's a great manipulator of his feet, his hips, whatever it takes to get the barrel of the bat on the ball.
He's also a good bad ball hitter.
Stands up in the box. Stands as close to the pitcher as any hitter you'll see. 3-2. And he walked him. That was close. Altuve draws the walk, first and second. 25 pitch inning going right now for Josh Fleming.
Good call there. It's below the strike zone. Might not be able to get that length from Fleming like they thought they would.
And an inning that is close to unraveling here with the big bats yet to come. Alex Bregman, 2 on, 1 away. I think it's safe to say Bregman has had the worst luck of any hitter in the postseason in this series. If you're measuring it by just StatCast results alone, exit velocity, that is an absolute fact. He had a game where he was 0 for 5, and all 5 batted balls were over 98 miles an hour exit velocity. On the ground, third base, Wendell over to second, out there, the turn, and the throw is in time. That is a big double play ball for Josh Fleming. Maldonado, a big double for the Astros, and then Brantley delivers 2. Astros break the 1-1 tie. It's 3-1 Houston as we go to the 4th in San Diego. Source ML. The Astros offense putting the pressure on the Rays. Rays are up 3-1 in this series. Houston leading 3-1 in this game. 2 RBI single by Michael Brantley. Ji-Man Choi will lead off. Paredes back on the mound. Got the final out of the 3rd inning. Choi, Margot, Joey Wendell coming up.
Ji-Man Choi didn't move, even though that pitch was in until it was by him.
That was like the same pitch he hit Kiermaier on the other day. Kiermaier was kind of diving a little bit.
Kiermaier hit in the hand in game 3. Did not start yesterday. No start here tonight. He is available though. As Choi takes a strike. 1-1 the count.
You know, teams like to script or tunnel their pitchers for certain parts in the lineup. But to me, because Paredes has elite stuff, you got to let him roll as long as he's excellent. If he's mowing him down, just let him go as far as he can go. You need length from someone.
Two and one. Close pitch.
That's a good point, Ron. Javier was that guy for them yesterday, but with him throwing, what, 25, 30 pitches, that can't be your guy today.
So far on script. Soon one of these managers is going to have to make an adjustment as Paredes hits the bull back there. And the count to 3-1. Just enough as a hitter to make you think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Coming your way.
I can tell you who's thinking about that the most is Margot on deck thinking, wait a minute, I'm right-handed.
That would have.
Someone at home just fell off the couch.
Hitters count for Ji-Man Choi. And it's ball 4. Choi has walked twice. Lead man on here in the 4th. Lauren had a chance to visit with Dusty Baker between innings.
Dusty, how are you guys adjusting so well to the shadows?
Well, don't ask me, because I'm telling you, the other day we were hitting it this time, and all the guys are saying that they can't see. And so it's going to get more and more difficult until the whole field is covered with shadows.
Paredes up early. How do you piece it together the rest of the way?
Well, you know, it depends on the score. It depends on who they got coming up, you know, during the course of the game. So this is a bullpen day. But, you know, like you got Paredes to face a certain part of their lineup, and I got some other guys to face the other parts of their lineup.
Appreciate it, Dusty.
All right.
Dusty keeping that close to the vest, but you know the toothpick knows. He's got the toothpick out. Here's Margot now. And a breaking ball in there for a strike. It's been a pleasure spending every day having baseball conversations with Dusty Baker and Kevin Cash. Dusty Baker, a legend in this game, though. Thought he was done managing. He had a chance with the Astros, trying to come in and clean up a very difficult situation after the sign stealing scandal that just put a cloud over this franchise. Manager let go, general manager let go. Dusty Baker has calmed those waters when a team that was under 500 and underperforming, they found it in the postseason.
Always wondered, Ron, the 2 pitches to Choi to finish the at-bat pretty much would have hit Manuel Margot in the head or the back.
Yeah.
And then you come in and throw 3 perfect pitches.
He's just young, and that happens to young pitchers. They'll just be erratic, and it comes from nowhere. And then they can just be just as excellent the next few pitches.
A swing and a miss. There's another one with good life. Margot strikes out, and Paredes with a punch out, his first. And Lauren, Kevin Kiermaier not in the starting lineup today. That's why Margot is in center field. What's the book on Kiermaier and his availability?
Oh, well, his hand, Brian, is still sore and swollen. He is available if needed, probably more likely as a pinch runner or as a defensive replacement if necessary.
Yeah, and you always wonder. You saw that. We thought, I mean, luckily for him, it wasn't the worst case. But as the game went on that night and the next day or two, that's when it's the sorest. Yeah. When it finally, your adrenaline wears off. So for him, but look, if they tie, they get the lead. He's coming in to either pinch run or play defense. I promise you that. Three-time
Gold Glove Award winning center fielder. He's made some highlight reel catches already in this postseason. Joey Wendell at the plate. Choi the man at first.
I would say that the managers in this game, Kevin Cash has done this many times, so he kind of knows where he's going to go with his pitching. Dusty, I think, is trying to figure out where he's going to go with his pitching. The problem is Kevin Cash is behind. You know, what pitchers are he going to use? Is he going to use in these games? Is he going to chase the win, or is he going to use his B squad of relievers? It's a very interesting choice for Cash.
Up 3-1 in the series would also affected the decision making. What we've seen from Kevin Cash, we've been with him through the division series, now the championship series. He has not chased the win. He has not used his A pitchers when his team has been behind, even be 1 run behind.
He's shown great discipline.
3-0 the count to Wendell, and that one's in there. Wendell had a moment against Paredes in game 3. In the middle of that 5-run inning, the Astros led 1-0, and Wendell on an 0-2 pitch had a 2 RBI single off Paredes that gave the Rays the lead, a lead they would not surrender, and a 5-2 win in game 3 and up 3-0 in the series. And that missed. It's ball 4. To your point, Frenchie, as good as the at-bat was against Margot and the pitch sequence, second walk now for Paredes. Hey, you can clap or cheer for your favorite team during the postseason from home. MLB's Cheer at the Ballpark lets your team hear your excitement. Visit MLB.com/cheer to join in. Brent Straub has seen something in Paredes.
It's almost like the infielders have come into Paredes and say, hey, listen, you can't see up there. Just throw strikes.
Well, you go back to last inning. He came in, got Diaz to ground out. The other righty, Margot, strike out. So for him, you got Adames and Zunino coming up. Those are 2 righties. So we'll see what he's doing, because he's missing everything arm side to the 2 left-handed batters.
Astros have, by the way, just 2 mound visits remaining. We hardly ever talk about maximizing mound visits, but it has been frequent trips out there. Well, if you're Willy Adames, he loves to swing at that first pitch anyway. You know he is looking to center one up right here. 2 on, 1 out. And that one misses high. Adames hit 20 homers last year. Most ever by a Tampa Bay Rays shortstop. Big swing and a miss. Another fastball. This one's by him, and it's 1-1.
He's got a little cutting action to his pitch too, does Paredes.
Runner at second is Choi. Wendell at first, and that one's in there. A called strike put it in the same spot. And now Adames in a hole, 1-2. Enoli Paredes. He's another one of those Astros pitchers that signed relatively late a professional contract. Ooh, nasty slider there. Adames takes it for a ball. That gets a lot of swings and misses, that pitch right there.
What a great job laying off after 2 fastballs, a little bit up in the zone. Tough to see.
Blake Raley getting loose. Brooks Raley, I beg your pardon. We've already seen Blake Taylor in this game. The 2 lefties in the bullpen. 2-2 the count. And down he goes. Adames chased one. Big fastball from Paredes. Walk, strikeout, walk, strikeout. 2 outs with 2 on here in the 4th.
Got him chasing after a high fastball. After those 2 fastballs were called strikes. So 2 pair here in the inning for Paredes.
And now a scary guy coming up for him. Zunino, the only guy that really got a hit in the shadows the other day, and he likes high fastballs and velocity. Just missed a grand slam in the 2nd.
Mike Zunino. Boy, he has found that release. That's the same spot on that fastball 4 times here, the last 2 hitters for strikes.
Did you see that reaction by Maldonado? He almost didn't see that ball. And he knew it was fastball. It wasn't a cross up. He just lost it about 5 feet from when he caught it.
Harsh shadows right now. Next half hour going to be that way. Here's the 0-1. A swing and a miss. Just peppering the Rays with fastballs right now after the visit from Strom.
And I think he's got a way right here of saying these guys can't see right now. I'm going to rear back and throw this thing and beat you to the spot.
But it was in these shadows.
He hit the bob.
Zunino hit that 453-foot home run.
0-2 pitch. Zunino hangs in there. That's his best fastball yet. 99-mile-an-hour gas. Take you back to game 2. Very similar setting on the field with McCullers on the mound. And boom. That one was way out of here. A swing and a miss. Paredes with the fastball. He strikes him out. He strikes out the side. And the Rays strand 2 more. Enoli Paredes gets the big velocity by Zunino. Still 3-1 Astros. We go to the 4th. Actions there by Maldonado and Paredes. The battery of the Astros stranding 2 runners. 3 Ks in the inning for Enoli Paredes. And here we go to the Astros 4th. Fleming back out there. 3-1 Houston. Carlos Correa will lead off. Correa with 5 homers and 13 runs batted in this postseason. Had 1 here in this championship series. 3 in the division series and hit 1 against the Twins in the wild card series. Astros swept the Twins. 1 in 4 games against Oakland. Find themselves trailing 3-1 in this best of 7. Those 11 RBIs in the division series for Correa, the 2nd most in a division series all time. John Valentin had 12 for the Red Sox in '99. Frenchie, you were there for every inch of that division series between the A's and the Astros. I mean, there was hardly an Astros hitter that didn't come into this LCS feeling good about the bat.
You got a ball in the air there, it was gone. Both teams, but yeah, the Astros were swinging a hot bat.
Bouncing ball, second baseman Lau gobbles it up. Correa is retired, out number 1 here in the 4th. Josh Fleming, Webster University. When he arrived at Webster University in St. Louis, he was throwing in the low 80s. Would have never have dreamed at that time as a freshman in college that he'd be pitching in the mid-90s in an American League Championship Series game. But he developed his game, and that's a university that puts a lot of the pitching mechanics into play. And we've seen a lot of success stories come out of small schools. I remember Billy Wagner pitched at a Division III school.
That's right. He did okay.
Great Astro closer. I saw Billy Wagner in the minor leagues coming up through the Astros system.
Webster University in Webster Groves, Missouri, like you said, outside of St. Louis. Pete Fairbanks for the Tampa Bay Rays. That's where he grew up.
Rays have a bunch of those guys, of stories like that. That's what makes them fun to watch.
Now the new age pitching too. How to build velocity. Tucker sends it high in the air. Meadows is there to make the catch. There are no easy fly ball outs right now. And under wobbly legs, Meadows pulls that one down for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for Josh Fleming.
Snyder was mad. He got a pitch where he liked it down and in.
Just out in front a little bit.
You never did this, did you, Frenchie?
Never.
2 men are out. Gurriel at the plate takes a strike.
Billy Wagner faced him my first week in the big leagues at Shea Stadium in a closing situation. He punched me on 3 pitches. That's why I said, okay, this is the big leagues.
Yeah, well, next level big leagues.
I hope they all don't look like this.
Billy Wagner was making the jump from single A to double A. Bert Hooton was their double A pitching coach, and he pitched to Jim in double A as a starter, but he had a round trip ticket. I mean, Bert Hooton basically said, I'm leaving, I'm quitting if you send him back to A-ball. He was in the big leagues shortly thereafter. 1-2-3 inning for Josh Fleming. He needed that. Quick inning goes through the Astros order in order. 4 in the books in game 5. It's 3-1 Houston.
Download the app to try it free today and buy the all-new Hyundai Elantra, our most advanced Elantra yet.
The Coronado Bridge. If you look really closely, you can see Don Orsillo out there in the paddle boat. First ball swinging, Brandon Lau. An easy play in center field for Springer. 1 pitch and 1 out. Lau homered his last time up. He's 1 out of 3. Paredes continues on for the Astros. There is activity in the Astros bullpen. Andre Scrub. We asked Dusty Baker about Scrub and how he might use him. He goes, he's the shadow guy. He's tough to hit, and he's really tough to hit in the shadows. So he's going to pitch sometime when the shadows are at their fiercest. And that might be right now as Paredes zips a fastball in. The 6' 10" right-hander Aaron Slegers getting loose for Tampa Bay. 3-1 Houston on a Brantley 2 RBI single. And that one's in the air, deep center field. Springer on the run, and this ball's going to fly. It's gone. He's done it again. Randy Arozarena, his 6th home run of the postseason. It's 3-2 Houston, and Arozarena continues to impress. If the Rays win this championship series, that is a stone cold lock on the championship series MVP. Nobody swinging the bat like this guy in the postseason, Ronnie.
Remember, he took those 2 fastballs in his last at bat.
Yeah, Lauren asked Cash about it. Cash said, I'm still confident he'll put a good swing. Well, there you go.
That's tied Evan Longoria most home runs in a single postseason. Longoria did it at 08 with the Rays, and Arozarena has matched him. What a rookie sensation he has been.
I think the thing that impresses you most about him is he hit Greinke for the curveball, pulled it. Almost all his home runs, I think, have been dead center, right center, showing you the power he has to stay through the ball.
That ball had serious backspin and travel to it as Meadows with a swing and a miss. It left the bat, just kind of had a high arcing look to it. Didn't know if he got enough, but he had plenty.
If he wins that MVP, he'd be the first rookie position player to ever win the MVP of an LCS or World Series.
Yeah, been some pitchers on that
4
list.
rookie pitchers, yeah.
Well, the only way he doesn't win the MVP is if the Astros win this series, and they'd love nothing more than to keep him off that podium with Lauren. 3-2 game now. Arozarena, the Cuban Mookie Betts, his manager calls him. What a performance. Meadows turns on one. By the way, that home run by Arozarena, that is the 10th extra base hit of this postseason. That is a Tampa Bay Rays record. A powerful compact swing. Bam.
You can talk launch angle and everything, but he hits down on that ball and stays through it. You see his head never moved.
And something to watch. From obscurity to stardom in a month.
He's having a postseason like Ken Griffey Jr. did in 1995, like Daniel Murphy did in 2015.
Beltran in 04 for the
Beltran
Astros.
in 04, there you go.
Most rookie hits in a postseason. Derek Jeter has the record, 22. Arozarena with his 20th already, with a lot of baseball left. Gurriel's on that list. And that 17 World Series run for the Astros. 2-2 the count. Austin Meadows at the plate. One-run game. And able to lay off.
Well, Paredes getting near that mark. I told you before, 38 pitches was the most he has thrown in an outing this year. He's at 35 now.
Still fired up. Meadows has big pop. 33 home runs last year. 3-2 pitch, and it's ball 4. Meadows reaches. It's a one-out walk. And Dusty Baker on his way to the mound. So the end of the line here for Paredes. And it's going to be scrub. So Dusty Baker now stops halfway. And he'll take the ball from Manoli Paredes. He'll exit with a one-run lead. So Yandy Diaz coming up, right-handed bat. And in the shadows, Dusty Baker is going to bring on scrub. Pitching change. We're in the 5th inning. 3-2 game after the Arozarena homer. Game 5, this is going to be a wild ride. It's got all the makings of a dramatic one in this ALCS. New pitcher Andre Scrub.
Pitched in game 2 through 14 pitches, struck out 2. He's pitched 2 innings in this postseason for the Astros with 4 strikeouts.
And he will face Yandy Diaz. One man out, a man on, and Scrub checks on the runner at first, Meadows. Astros got a 2 RBI single for Michael Brantley in the 3rd inning. That broke a 1-1 tie. Home runs from Springer and Lau. And Randy Arozarena just went deep into right center field to make it a 1-run game again. A strike. 94-mile-an-hour fastball in there, his first pitch.
This is what the Astros are trying to do this afternoon. Garcia, the starter, that was his 6th major league game. Taylor's 28th. Paredes 28th. Scrub's 23rd today.
No choice but to roll with some guys as he gets a call, and it's 0-2. Dusty Baker calls that group of young pitchers his Ninos, and he is trying to roll with them here and force a game 6. If the Astros win today, the tables do turn a little bit. Astros do get their top 2 starters back in play, as do the Rays. But this is the battle of attrition that the Rays are prepared for and know they have a strength in this category. And Kevin Cash, knowing that if his offense can hit a little bit, they are better positioned, at least with personnel. Doesn't mean they'll have the success, but they have the personnel they trust. And that guy right there almost single-handedly getting it done for him. Yeah, he's gone. Diaz strikes out. I don't know if it was on the call or the pitch. Either were right there, and Scrub with a big strikeout, his first batter faced.
This is what we saw 2 days ago in his inning of work, is a big curveball to go along with that 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
Scrub was a Double-A All-Star last year in the Dodgers system. And he just paints that curveball right on the edge. That knuckle curve or spike curveball. He digs that index finger in. Ji-Man Choi now tying run at first. And another one, big spinner in there.
That's why I thought one of the biggest pitches of the game, guys, was Fleming's double play to Bregman to keep the score at 3-1. Because the longer this game goes close like this is a Rays type game. They're used to these situations. Dusty told us right away today, we got to score. We got to put some runs up.
That was following the 2 RBI single by Bradley. There's a shot into center field, a base hit. Meadows will stop at second. Ji-Man Choi, he's got a perfect game going at the plate. 2 walks, now a single. Extends the inning for Tampa Bay in the 5th. 2 on with 2 outs. And that brings up Manuel Margot.
Just a high fastball, Frenchie. Jumps all over it. Ji-Man Choi, quick bat.
He is. He's got one. You see it up in the zone, 96, and just as you said, threw the hands at it.
So 2 men are on. Choi carries the go-ahead run. We're in the 5th inning. Both managers into their bullpens heavy right now. Margot gets a start in center field today for Kiermaier. And a strike on the edge. Well, he has found it with that breaking ball early. Scrub came to the Astros in the Tyler White deal from the Dodgers. That was a deadline deal last year. Did he go? They'll ask. He did not. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, if you're going to throw that off-speed pitch, Ron, you have to have it on the outside corner. We saw in Game 2 McCullers hanging a curveball to Margot, and he hammered it for the 3-run homer.
And a Rosarena against Greinke, same result.
Two outs in the inning. Runners will be on the move on the crack of the bat, and that one's outside. 2 balls and a strike now on Manuel Margot.
Scrub just reached down for his right knee like he hurt his knee when he landed. Saw the same thing with Presley yesterday, right? Turned his ankle.
Scrub taking a little extra time. They changed the signs. Remember, the Astros only 2 mound visits remaining. They went to those cards. A lot of teams do it to eliminate visits to the mound because you need them. We're only in the 5th inning. Two balls and a strike. Margot had a good swing at it, but fouls it back. Take you back earlier, Game 2. This was the first inning after the Altuve error and a 3-run blast by Manuel Margot. That was a huge moment in this ALCS.
Yeah, Tampa Bay, no one's done more with less in this series.
Margot, slow roller, going to be a tough play. Bregman, bare hands, throw to first in time. Wow, what a play by Alex Bregman. One of the fastest players the Rays have in Manuel Margot. One shot, barehanded. Throw it in time for the out. Rays strand 2.
Guys, one chance to get Margot, runs through it. We saw him try yesterday, didn't get it today. The defensive play of the game so far.
That play not being close tells you how good a job Bregman did.
First ball swinging, Reddick, fly ball right field, foul territory. Meadows is there. So as Fleming returns to the mound, out number 1 on the first pitch. That's such a skilled play. Margot can fly. If he doesn't make that play, you're looking at bases loaded for the Rays. Instead, out of the inning. Send it down to Lawrence. Hang on, Lauren. We may have a pitching change. Hold that thought. She's on deck. I promise. As Kevin Cash is going to take the ball from Josh Fleming. So Fleming gets Reddick, and with Maldonado coming up, into the bullpen he goes. More on Alex Bregman.
Well, we saw him handle that slow roller with ease. Alex told me his parents realized he was special when he was in Little League. All the kids were picking grass while he was turning a triple play in his first T-ball game at the age of 4. He told me that at LSU, they had to install a key card system at the batting cages because the trainers were so sick of Bregman calling at midnight to open him up.
He's the baseball version of the gym rat. The baseball rat he is, and that was some special play. If the Astros go on to win that game, mark that play right there. That was a big one. That is not an easy chance. That ball had some heat as it was rolling. So now it's Aaron Slegers. He'll enter with 1 out in the 5th.
He's given up 1 run and 2 1/3 through 12 pitches and got 3 outs in yesterday's ball game.
Martin Maldonado with 1 away. Had a key double in the 3rd inning that set up Bradley's 2 RBI single. And Slegers in there with a strike. Things are starting to calm down a little bit for the hitters as far as the shadows go. The batter's eye still in sunshine out there, but not the strobe effect with the baseball coming in. Things will get better and better for the hitters over the next few innings. That said, Slegers brings a lot of variety at 6'10", where he releases the baseball over 8 feet tall from the ground. Jam shot. Wendell. Plenty of time. And there is out number 2.
Slegers produces his own shadow.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the first 3 games so far, guys, of the series, we saw the Rays make 2 or 3 outstanding defensive plays that we felt turned the tide of the game. First time this series that we've seen the Astros make a play and kind of get a little payback.
That's right. Get a little momentum, right?
And Tampa's left 7 on base today. So Kevin Cash said I wanted some opportunities. He's got some opportunities, just hasn't got the big hit yet.
Here is Springer. First ball swinging. He hit the first pitch he saw today out of the ballpark in the 1st inning. 19 career postseason homers. He has among the hardest hit balls in this postseason. You look inside the numbers presented by DraftKings. That home run, nearly 116 off the bat. First pitch thrown by John Curtis.
So basically, besides Stanton, he's got some of the.
Yeah, that's going to be Stanton's category for as long as he's playing. May have to create a new heading on that graphic, the non-Stanton category.
Yeah, right.
1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. 1 and 2 now.
Ooh, incoming.
The small dugouts down here too, so everybody's bunched together.
Andre Scrubb just got out of a jam. And that great play by Bregman. Did the ball hit him? Out of play. Look out. Oh, it did hit him. Got it pretty good, too. See, if he wasn't in the game, you'd have some fun with him, but he's in the game now, and that's a little more concerning.
He's a big boy, though. He'll shake that off.
He just wore it.
Being angry as a pitcher works. He's all right.
Swinging a foul. Stays alive, Springer. Last time an American League player hit a leadoff home run on the first pitch. Alcides Escobar against the Mets.
That was the first batter in the World Series. That was an inside the park home run, if you remember it.
2015. Springer did it here today outside the park. Got the jog around. He's hit 2 tape measure home runs the last 2 days. Yesterday George Springer went up in the 4th level of the Western Metal Supply building out in left field.
It's like a skee ball for Springer. He hit the 4th level, 3rd level today, 2nd level next.
Yeah, today's just found because by the time it got up there, it was the 3rd level. Could have got to the 4th because it was still rising.
It's a long way up there. 2-2 pitch from Sleggers. And he's hanging tough, Springer. Take a look at StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. That home run by Springer. Exit velocity near 116. Measured at 406. 2nd hardest hit in the StatCast era for Springer. That's which started in 15.
It was one home run that you're lucky the fans aren't here in the ballpark.
Oh, another foul ball. Springer has seen everything Sleggers has right now. He's hanging tough on all of his offerings.
He's really trying to throw that 2-seamer in on him, and then he's tried to come back with that changeup. He's throwing some good pitches, but George is just fouling it off. Staying alive.
This will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat. You got Bradley on deck, who drove in a pair with a single in the 3rd. Did he go? He did not. Checks his swing this time. You think about this, guys: Altuve, Correa, Bregman, Gurriel, and Springer. That power 5 for the Astros. Their 55th playoff game together today. 55. All that experience. There's a swing and a miss. Sleggers stuck with it. Struck him out. Springer chases. Inning is over. 3-batter inning. 2 pitchers to do it. To the 6th we go. Astros lead by a run. And if Jeff Francoeur, you're kind of getting into the golden phase where you feel like you're gold in your bullpen if you can survive another inning plus maybe.
Well, for the Astros, they need 12 more outs, and you start kind of looking at who they got left. The 3 guys you probably want: Raley, Javier, and Presley.
So you need scrub to get through this inning if you can.
It's a key one, and if you're the Rays and you flip the score right here, they've been the best team in baseball protecting leads late in games with their talented bullpen. Wendell grounds out. One piece to the puzzle for Scrub. He's done a nice job. Another perfect throw from Jose Altuve. There's been no issues of him throwing the ball the last 2 games after his 3 errors combined, 3 throwing errors combined in back-to-back games of this championship series. Bradley, Altuve, and Bregman are due up for the Astros in the home 6th. Here is Adames.
No, B.A., you said it best. If they are able to flip the script, the Rays, and score a couple runs, now all of a sudden, here come the horses for the Rays, and none of them pitched yesterday.
This battle of attrition with no off days. There's a big curveball that drops in for a strike.
And if somehow the Astros get through this game and get the win, they've got Valdez on rest. They got McCullers on rest.
Another one buckled his knees. I mean, that is one impressive curveball that he throws up there. 12-6 on the hands of the clock, straight down. Look at the rotation on that breaking ball. It's beautiful. 1-2 the count. And then he backs it up with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. More young pitchers coming to the major leagues. You guys call games every day as I do. More young pitchers with velocity and no fear coming to the major leagues the last few years.
And younger also.
Here's a 1-2. Just missed.
And I think you're seeing the difference. Every organization has them. It's who can teach them how to pitch at this level, who can teach them to maneuver through lineups, have a game plan, and not just out there on, you know it, just throwing.
Yeah, but if they can just perfect a breaking pitch to go along with that fastball.
Adames, slow roller foul.
a team like Tampa Bay, they'll put you in the position that'll work best for you.
Yeah, you're so right, because you see a lot of relievers come. They got 3 pitches. Most of those horses down there for Tampa have 2.
That's right.
Fastball and a breaking ball.
And they'll script you right where you need to be, which will give you the best chance of success.
2-2 the count on Willy Adames. 1 away in the inning. Adames a big swing as he fouls it away. Chased a high fastball. That's the pitch of reckoning for a hitter when Scrubb throws that big curveball, and you talk about pitching in pairs. One pitch that matches with another, the fastball upstairs with the big curve.
All come out of the same tunnel, and the separation is the advantage for Scrubb.
And a fastball inside corner. He got him. Andre Scrubb paints one on the corner. Backwards K, his 2nd out of this 6th inning.
And this is where it's tough for a hitter. Trying to go away with that cutter, throws it in the wrong spot, and everything Adames had seen that at bat was away.
You got him.
The old backup cutter.
That's right.
2 outs now. 2 up, 2 down. Here is Mike Zunino. Scrubb trying to give the Astros 5 big outs here in the middle of this game, and he starts Zunino with a strike. Big swing at a miss. 0-2 the count. Dusty Baker rolling with 4 consecutive rookies on the mound in this game. Garcia to Taylor, Paredes, now Scrubb. And he's close to getting into the back third of the game with him. 0-2 the count. Zunino into left field. That's down. A base hit. Mike Zunino singles. More success out of the 9th spot in that batting order. Zunino has provided a lot of it for the Rays. And now the tying run is on. Top of the order coming up. Dusty Baker on his way out.
Just a mistake from Scrubb on the 0-2 pitch. Zunino trying to protect. Gets himself a line drive base hit.
This was a move Dusty Baker wanted to make to start the 7th inning. Instead, Zunino forces his hand. It's a heck of a job by Scrubb, though. Raley is in. The 5th consecutive rookie out of that Astros pen. 3-2 Houston. Braves. Clayton Kershaw on the mound for Los Angeles. Bryce Wilson, the rookie. It'll be the 6th time the Braves have started a rookie in their first 9 postseason games. And the rookie theme continues. Brooks Raley out of the Astros bullpen. He is a rookie, Ron, but he's a guy that's been around a little bit and had some good years pitching overseas in Korea as well.
This is the 3rd time he's pitched in this series. Game 1 through 29 pitches in an inning of work, then 15 pitches in game 3, and back out there for Dusty Baker's squad.
He is on to face the left-handed hitting Brandon Lau. Lau, last time he faced a lefty, that was Blake Taylor. He hit a game-tying home run. That was in the 3rd inning. Shift is on. Notice Correa's out there in the grass. That's where Altuve was early in this series. Had the throwing errors, and Correa has taken over since. Go ahead, run at the plate. And a wave and a miss. Something off speed to start off Lau.
Not a lot of speed at first base, and Zunino.
Harsh shadows. Any throw to first will be an adventure.
You should never throw to first with Zunino over there and that shadow.
Don't even risk it.
Nope.
And a swing and a miss. A little bit further out goes Raley. He's got him swinging. It's 0-2 now. Raley spent the last 5 seasons as a starter in Korea. Native Texan from Uvalde. And then a big spot here in game 5 2 outs, man on. Here's the 0-2. And Maldonado blocks it. Just seeing how far he'd go. Raley was with the Reds to start the year. He pitched in 4 games. Was designated for assignment. Astros made a trade to acquire him. He's gone from a DFA to a key spot in the postseason. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. What a big out. Raley comes out of the bullpen to play matchup and gets the strikeout of Lau. Inning is over. The Rays strand another one. And the Astros maintain their 1-run lead. Presentco. Well, high right back. 3-2 our score. Astros have been holding serve with their rookie arsenal of pitchers today in this game 5. Bottom of the 6th. Astros coming up. Brantley, Altuve, and Bregman. Big Aaron Slegers back on the mound for Tampa Bay. Got the last 2 outs of the 5th inning. Ray's bullpen has retired 7 in a row, leading to Brantley here in the 6th. And Slegers pouring in the strikes. Slegers has thrown 15 pitches in this game, 11 of those for strikes.
It's a chance for the Astros to add on here. They're at the right point in their lineup. They've got their heavy hitters coming up.
No balls and a strike. Bradley back up the middle, right through Slegers, but right at Adames. And there is out number 1. 8 straight Astros retired. So play a little manager here, both sides. If you're Dusty Baker, as we take a look at this ground ball by Bradley. A lot of years, that's a base hit, not in the last 5. But guys, if you're Dusty Baker and you're bringing on Brooks Raley, maybe a batter early than you wanted. If he does not get Lau there in the 6th inning, he's got to face a Rosarena. You expect him to send him back out there for the 7th inning?
To me, he's absolutely going back out there because of the threat of Meadows. Even though a Rosarena is the first hitter, you are leading by a run, and I would send him out there then to face Meadows. And now you have really 3 pitchers after that you're going to have to get the remaining outs. Josh James, who looked really good in yesterday's game, he might have a few bullets left. Christian Javier, he looked great in yesterday's game. He might have a few bullets left. And Ryan Presley might have to pitch more than 1. Breaking ball that didn't break.
And if you're Dusty, as Ron said, that's why you'd like to score a few here. Not that those guys can't get the job done, but they got to be perfect.
Facing elimination. He's been able to navigate his way through it with a lead. That was the tricky part. That was the part that scared him the most. You know, you have a short start. He went with Luis Garcia, the rookie, made only 1 career start in the major leagues before this start today. He lasted 2 innings, and then the wheels started to churn. On the other side, if you're the Rays, if you can somehow flip the score, your A+ bullpen is all rested and ready to go to take you to the finish line. If Kevin Cash can see his team turn the score. 3-1 to Altuve. A swing and a miss right down the middle, but a spinner, and Altuve out in front of him.
I mean, this could be a game for the Astros that will be known as the rookie postseason game, the rookie ALCS game, if they get through.
Using 5 in a row on the mound. (3-2) the count. 1 away in the inning. Altuve, a shot hits the bag. Fair ball into left field. Altuve's thinking about second. He's on his way. Throw to second on a hop. The tag. He is out at second. Randy Arozarena. He's been showing off with the bat all postseason long. By the way, he's got a great arm, and he just cut down Jose Altuve. Out number 2.
Aggressive base running. But Arozarena got there at a perfect time, and to me, Jose, when he got about a third of the way around first base, might have been time to come back to first, but I think at that point he's trying to make something happen and get into scoring position.
Well, Frenchie, to your point, you see that ball hit the bag. Here's the tag at second base.
What a great look.
He missed him in the foot, but just the glove coming up caught him on the hamstring, back of the leg.
Here is Bregman now with 2 away. Oh, what a shot. T-Mobile base cam. Altuve right into the tag on a perfect throw from Randy Arozarena.
I mean, this would have to be totally aware, but when he got third of the way there, he could have come back because Slegger's on the mound, an opportunity to steal a base.
Yeah.
There's a strike.
Still took a perfect throw.
Yeah, and the Arozarena did a great job of, after hitting the bag, charging it coming in because it didn't go very far.
We say it as broadcasters almost tongue-in-cheek now because it's one of the oldest cliches in the book, but how many times guy makes a great play, he leads off the next inning, and he'll be leading off next inning.
Well, usually it's after the third out, Brian, but I hear what you're saying.
1-2 pitch. Bregman center field. Margot under it. And that will retire the side. So he makes a great play, Ron. He's leading off the next inning. Randy Arozarena, he's already gone deep. He'll lead off when we head to the 7th with the Rays down a run. Randy Arozarena, he'll lead off as we go to the 7th. Melvin Upton Jr., most home runs in Rays postseason history with 7. And Arozarena with 6 as he faces Raley. First pitch inside. After that great throw to cut down Altuve. Yeah, he is Juan Sotoing for sure. That's a great call. Raley deals inside again. 2 balls, no strikes. Such a huge inning right here. You got a left-hander on deck. Josh James getting loose in the Astros bullpen. Raley did not have to start this inning because he finished the last. No 3-batter rule that carries over. But Dusty Baker is going to take the matchup with Meadows with a 1-run lead and run the risk with the Arozarena with that lead. Raley with a huge strikeout allowed to win the last inning with a man on. 2 balls and a strike. 3-1. Austin Meadows due next. Hitters count for Arozarena. He swings and fouls it away. Arozarena has shown a knack to ambush, jump on pitchers early in counts, but he's also shown a knack, Ronnie, to get deep in counts and draw the walks. He's shown a good eye.
Everything though has been in. He's got a small alley away, Raley, if he decides to throw a fastball away. Let's see what Maldonado calls. Got to be down.
3-2 the count. A spinner, and Arozarena pulls it foul.
He's just on everything.
We saw him versus Greinke yesterday. 3-1 both times. Struck out the first time. Comes back the next time. 3-1 curveball. 2-run homer.
See what he has in mind here. Raley and Maldonado. Got the one he wants. Lead man up in the 7th. Here's the payoff. Bouncing ball foul. He's hanging tough.
Raley's one of those guys that with that cutter in, he doesn't throw it that hard, so it's almost impossible to keep fair.
It's tough to wait on it.
Yeah.
They come around it.
20 hits in the postseason. Randy Arozarena. He's got 8 in this series. 3-2, never mind.
Oh.
Maldonado was the one who asked for, was granted timeout.
Sometimes as a catcher, you put down the fingers, and before the pitch is thrown, you have a change of heart.
Maldonado's been asking for that cutter in.
He's anguishing.
He doesn't want to throw it.
It's bothered him, whatever it is. Here comes the curve. Another 3-2. And he got him a strikeout. Arozarena chased it. What a big out right there. Maldonado's choice was correct.
I mean, what a pitch sequence, because Raley knows how hot Arozarena is. They are trying to really crowd him the entire at bat with cutters in. Some are bigger than others, some are sliders. Fouled off by Arozarena. He does a great job on some tough pitches. Finally, the curveball. Just the change of pitches was the whole at bat.
The change of speed was everything.
Yeah.
Everything was 83 to 89. That one 79 and got him just out in front.
Here's Austin Meadows now, and he buckles his knees. A spinner in there for a strike.
We don't talk about it enough. The intelligence of the catchers in calling the game. Maldonado called the jam off, timeout, and then he rethought it and went with the curve.
Sets up outside. Meadows trying to go that way, fouls it away. Now he's down 0-2. Austin Meadows yesterday played a full game in the field for the first time since September 15th. He'd been out with an oblique injury. Trying to get him enough live pitching to be a factor in this postseason. Raley's got him down 0-2, and that one just missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Meadows had 2 hits yesterday and a line out. One ball, 2 strikes. Evens 2-2. Yandy Diaz on deck.
He's thrown him so many pitches away. You can see Meadows really leaning over the plate.
Now, the tough thing here is in a 3-2 game, the correct pitch, throw that sinker in, but at the same time, if you don't get it in, could be tied up.
Dominated left-handed batters this year. Survived Arozarena. Now he's got a 2-2 pitch to Meadows. Now it's 3-2. Lefties hit just 129 against Brooks Raley this season. Been a huge success story for the Astros. After 5 years in Korea. 3-2 pitch. Meadows on the ground. The shift is on. The only man over there is Bregman. 2 outs. 3 in a row retired by Brooks Raley. 2 men gone here in the 7th. And now that he's gotten through Meadows, with the right-handed Diaz coming up, a pitching change for Dusty Baker. Big Josh James and his triple-digit fastball about to enter the fray here in Game 5. What a job by Brooks Raley. It's as good as you can do it. Strikes out Lau, strikes out Arozarena, gets a ground ball from Meadows. And now it's James. We'll set him up after this. Need to crank. Josh James next up, Ron Darling.
I love these overlays. Throws 100 miles an hour with that hard curveball. Which one do you decide on? 4-seamer or straight over the top curveball? And look at the differential. 16 miles per hour. And that was Yandy Diaz up, the man he's facing now.
Yandy Diaz, this will be his 4th at bat of the game. He will face his 4th different pitcher. Josh James in a big spot with the Astros leading 3-2.
And you might see that high ERA right there. couple rough outings back in August and September. 6 appearances and a 1.35.
2 days ago, threw 2 innings with 26 pitches for Josh James. Unscored on, as you were talking about, in 6 of his last 7, Frenchie.
Base is empty. James fires, and 97 on the black gets the call for strike 1.
I don't know if anyone's faced tougher pitching than Yandy Diaz. Seen more pitches on the corner to the cleanup hitter.
He's faced Garcia, Paredes, Scrub, and now James. And a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. One click faster with that fastball as Nick Anderson prepares for the Astros 7th inning. What a game that is developing here, game 5. So much could turn the tables in this one. Rosarena hit a big home run, had a big throw out at second base, but a strikeout against Brooks Raley. All those rookie pitchers, 5 in a row used by Dusty Baker, all performing well, holding the Rays to 2 runs. Diaz on the ground under the glove, but right to Altuve. And a low throw dug out by Gurriel. Oh, talk about changing the narrative. Gurriel with the pick, though. And it turns out to be a 3-batter inning. No damage. Astros pitchers hold serve. Wasn't clean, but the pick was a beauty. Stretch time in game 5. Carlos Correa will lead off for the Houston Astros as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. What has been a thrilling game thus far, with a long line of rookie pitchers rolled out there by both managers. Sleggers returns to the hill. Carlos Correa, Kyle Tucker, Yuli Gurriel will start it for the Astros. Astros got on the board first here today. George Springer hit the first pitch he saw on the bottom of the 1st as the leadoff man, and he homered. Brandon Lau tied it in the 3rd, and then Michael Brantley with a 2 RBI hit. That's a line shot. Lau makes the play. Well positioned. That has been a familiar theme this entire championship series. Out number 1. Correa is retired.
And that was huge because of where he caught the ball. He hit that so hard where the outfielders are playing. That's a good chance that's a double for Correa.
That's the way it's gone for many of the Astro hitters. They've gotten their hits in this series. Until yesterday, they hadn't had a base hit that produced a run with a runner in scoring position till Altuve's double. Here's Tucker now. And on the first pitch, he fouls it away. Send it down to Lauren Shahada. You're going into the history books here, Lauren.
Indeed, you guys were talking about how this is a rookie game for the Astros up until James came in. Well, Curtis, Fleming, Sleggers, same for Tampa Bay so far. 2 of 3 are in their 4th season. They just haven't pitched enough for their rookie status to expire.
It's incredible. 3 for the Rays, 5 rookie pitchers for the Astros until Josh James came in the game. He's the only guy with any experience that is in the non-rookie category.
This is game 5 of the ALCS.
Exactly.
Right?
This is the American League Championship Series.
And it's kind of the nature of where we are in the middle of a pandemic. You're playing games in a bubble with no off days. Normally you'd have 2 games, a day off for travel, 3 games, another day off, but the expanded rosters, and they're using them all. There's Alvarado, the hard-throwing lefty, preparing for Tampa Bay.
Because we've seen the postseason the last few years, 7 or 8 guys have been used out of that pen. All 13, 14, or even sometimes 15 are used now.
Well, go look at how the Nats won the World Series last year. No chance they could have done it this way this year with just using 3 starters.
Both of these managers grinding through their lineup cards. 1-2 the count. Tucker, slow roll, going to be a tough play. Slegers winds it up. The throw is a bad one. And on his way to second goes Tucker. The throw from Lau is late. So Tucker will reach and will advance on a throwing error. That could be a big play. At 6'10". It took a while for Slegers to get it all stopped and turned around the other way. Two-base error on the pitcher.
Well, he gets to it in good enough fashion, but it took him a while to get it out of his glove. And we see this around the league almost all the time. Pitchers can throw 100 miles, 60 feet, 6 inches, but an athletic throw to first doesn't always work out.
I don't know how this isn't a hit.
It should be a hit and an error.
Yeah, look at that. Even on a perfect throw, guys, it's bang, bang.
Yeah, it should be a hit and an error.
Yeah.
I agree with you. But regardless, runner at second base with 1 out. It was a throwing error, multiple throwing errors from Jose Altuve that led to big innings and flipped games 1 and 2 in the Rays' favor. And now a throwing error has set the Astros up. Kyle Snyder is one of the few pitchers that he talks to, he looks up to. Trying to navigate through the bottom of this order. It's going to be Gurriel to bat with 1 away in the 7th.
And this is the spot Dusty's been waiting for his first baseman to come through. 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position this postseason. It's got to be a hit and an error.
Yeah. Nice try at first base by Choi.
It was good base running by Tucker, though. He didn't hesitate. He turned and headed to second, even though the Rays had a couple of position players over there backing up. Big spot, 7th inning. Astros trying to add on. Rays trying to hold serve after the error. And a sinker in there for a strike. Gurriel doesn't agree. Gurriel 0 for 2. And a couple of good at-bats yesterday. Nothing to show for it, but hit the ball hard yesterday. Looked more like himself. He is in a monumental slump right now. 4 hits in the postseason in 37 at-bats. No extra base hits. Has just 1 RBI. He's hitting 108 this postseason. Gurriel on the ground. Wendell gobbles it up. Looks the runner back. And there is out number 2. Nothing gets by this guy. Tough hop, too. I mean, was going to take it right in the chest if it didn't find his glove.
He took it perfectly right in the middle of his body. He got it. He caught it in the leather. Made the play, tough play, look easy.
So an intentional pass here with Reddick sent to first base. And that'll mean first and second. And this is the play. You take a shot against Martin Maldonado, and that's understandable. But the way Maldonado has swung the bat here in the last 2 days, he's riding a little confidence at the plate right now.
A base hit and a run today. Scored 3 runs the last 2 days.
Yeah, and I thought maybe he'd bring in Alvarado to face Reddick, but then knowing that if he does that, Diaz is coming off the bench, and he's been hot right now. So they like this righty-righty matchup.
Maldonado's had a knack for the big hit. Got a double and a run scored in the 3rd inning. And he's up there hacking right down the middle. Maldonado fouls it away.
Oh, look at him. He knows he missed the pitch.
Yesterday, Maldonado drew a walk and scored a run. Had a single, then scored a run. A pretty good rip at that one. .14 at-bats with runners in scoring position this season. 5 hits. Two on. And Maldonado takes 1 ball, 1 strike.
Remember, his hit earlier in the game was to right center in a double. Meadows playing pretty shallow in right field.
That has not altered the defensive positioning of the Rays. Maldonado hit one over his head. There's a strike right at the bottom of the zone. Sleggers has Maldonado in a hole. 1-2 the count with 2 outs. Tampa Bay has Choi, Margot, and Wendell due up in the 8th. Sleggers going multiple innings here. One and two, and a swing and a miss. Sleggers with the strikeout to end the inning. 7 in the books. What a game. Game 5 American League Championship Series. Rays are coming up. All of these games in the ALCS have been tight ones. They've come down to the last at bat, and it looks like we're set up for another one here in Game 5. Back and forth they go. Astros out front, 3-2. 7 innings in the book. And now we go to the 8th. The Tampa Bay Rays at the plate. Josh James on the mound. He got the final out of the 7th inning, and he returns to face Ji-Man Choi, Manuel Margot, and Joey Wendell, the scheduled hitters. Astros down 3-1 in this best-of-7 series. A win for the Rays tonight, and they will advance to the World Series for just the 2nd time in their franchise history. Lost to the Phillies in 08. An Astros win in this game. They force a Game 6. And both teams get to circle back around with all their best starting pitchers. Choi takes a strike on the inside corner. James at 97 on the inner half.
These numbers include the postseason. The Rays this year are 17-6. That's best in the major leagues in 1-run games. Houston 11-15.
Yesterday the Astros won 4-3 despite a late rally by Tampa Bay. That one's low. They're trying to provide that noise and that energy in the dugout. Teams have done that in this crowdless environment.
Rays are in familiar territory. These are the kind of games they seem to win. The Astros trying to hold them off.
Josh James, the first pitcher in this game that is not classified as a rookie. 3 rookies for the Rays. The first 5 on the mound for the Astros rookies. And that ball's hit high and deep. Ji-Man Choi will watch it fly. This game is tied at 3. An absolute blast by Ji-Man Choi. A no-doubter into right field. His 2nd home run of the postseason. And the Rays have squared it at 3 apiece.
He did not miss this ball. Got a fastball. You can see the excitement for them, Ron. You said this is the type games they play. Now all of a sudden they're tied.
And he got to enjoy every second of that one. One of the longest home runs by a left-hander in this ballpark in this postseason. Pow.
Well, one of those fastballs down in the zone where all he did was drop the bat head. And for a lefty hitter like him with that stroke, that's your sweet spot.
Yeah, and James lost control of the count and was behind. Choi started it early and provides this excitement on the bench. Bat flip, nice. That's worthy of a bat flip.
G-Man had a major bat flip there. What a bomb.
How about his day? 2 walks, a single, and a homer. 447 feet. Listen in. The sound. And the launch left the bat 109 miles an hour. And a brand new game here in San Diego. 3-3 now in the 8th. James deals a strike to Margot. All business over there, isn't he? He's the perfect Tampa Bay Ray. a guy that was given up on by a number of organizations. Bounced around, couldn't find a home, up and down major leagues, minor leagues, spent time with the Angels, the Yankees, the Milwaukee Brewers, and he has found a home with the Tampa Bay Rays. He's given them some big moments and also playing spectacular defense. I think Maldonado got clocked there.
And runs via homers for the Tampa Bay Rays. 3 runs, 3 solos.
Brandon Lau, Randy Arozarena, and Ji-Man Choi. 2-2 to Margot. And a shot back up the middle of base hit. Back-to-back hits for the Rays as Margot with his first hit of the game. The go-ahead run is on here in the 8th inning. Quick reminder here, 1 in 5 kids in the U.S. may not be able to afford Little League. For every text of Little League to 313131, T-Mobile donates $1 to their Little League call-up grant program so our kids can keep playing ball. Wheels are churning now, fellas.
Yeah, and the Rays got the guy they want at first base now. 12 stolen bases, second in the American League, got speed. So they got some action working.
Joey Wendell at the plate. Going to check on Margot, who can fly and is a stolen base threat. The closer, Ryan Pressly, getting loose.
Only 2 pitchers behind Pressly are available.
Wendell's already had a moment in this series. Game 3 in the 6th inning, drove in 2 with a single, went to the opposite field and flipped the scoreboard from down 1-0 to 2-1 Tampa Bay with that base hit. It's part of a 5-run inning. No balls and a strike. A check on Margot.
Got to shake this off if you're James. It's a tie game. Get yourself 3 outs. Get your team back on the bench.
And you got Springer leading off. You got your 1, 2, 3 next inning. But as you said, important for him to get his team back tied.
No balls and a strike on Wendell. Big swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch from James. It's one thing to be tied with the Rays in the late innings. It's another story to be down to the Rays. They don't surrender leads ever.
Well, when you didn't add on, when the Astros weren't able to add on, then you're asking every pitcher to be perfect. Not going to happen very often.
Not when you're bringing this many guys into the game.
That's right.
0-2 the count on Wendell. Up the middle, James makes the play, fired to second, out there, Correa's throw in time. Nicely done. Josh James gets 2 for the price of 1. Eliminates that single from Margot on a 1-6-3 double play to clear the bases.
Well, this is where James, Ron, you said it, when he gets ahead of the count, he can throw 2 different pitches. Here, great job to make a great throw to Correa. That's a tough one sometimes for those guys.
Big guy got down to make that play and the perfect throw.
Big guy's moving a little gingerly now.
Yeah, he looks like he may be hurt. You see T-Mobile base cam as Correa leaps over Margot. And the athletic training staff out to see James here. Something grabbed him. Something not quite right. Maldonado spotted it right away. And I think they're going to make James throw a few to continue on in this game. See if we can see anything at all here.
Looked like that left leg got stuck when he was throwing, maybe?
Maybe.
Let's get it out. So we'll have an injury replacement on the mound. James limping his way off.
Now remember, for Dusty, he doesn't have to bring in Pressly. With the injury here, he could bring another reliever in who would have as many pitches as he'd want to get ready, especially with 2 outs and nobody on. Why would you burn Pressly here? But they will.
And Ron, I think the thinking is if you're going to bring him in for the ninth, we might not have enough pitching if we go to extra innings.
So it's going to be Presley, and he'll try to give him 4 outs. The play by James. And the wince. Maldonado spotted it, and James is out. Presley will get as much time as he needs, but he's been loosening in the pen. Or across the country, Goodyear more driven. Beautiful shots from up above the San Diego Bay. And Ryan Presley didn't need much time at all to get loose here for the Astros. Here he comes with Adames at the plate, bases empty, 2 outs in the 8th inning.
Earned the save in last night's game on 13 pitches and an innings pitched for Presley.
And Adames almost tied it up with that double off the wall off Presley on a hanging slider.
Adames, a walk and 2 strikeouts today. Rolls over 1 foul, 1 ball, 1 strike. Losing Josh James. He gives up a game-tying home run to Ji-Man Choi. Leaves with an apparent injury. And Dusty Baker, who's deep into his bullpen already, gonna ask an inning plus out of his closer. A swing and a miss. 1-2 the count on Adames. Inside the numbers presented by DraftKings. You look at the pitch arsenal for the Astros closer.
I thought that fastball was huge last night, Ron. I thought he got slider happy. With there, he's keeping him honest.
Heavy slider usage. 1-2 and a swing and a miss. He put a fastball by him. Inning ends, but a brand new game here in game. Home runs. Now a 3-3 game with Nick Anderson on the pitch, one of their best.
After pitching 2+ innings in Game 5 against the Yankees, he threw in Game 2, but he wasn't that effective in his inning of work. He's had a couple days off.
0.55 ERA. Anderson in the regular season gave up just 5 earned runs this season. He's given up 6 earned runs in the postseason now. And he's got the top of the order for the Astros coming up. Springer, Bradley, Altuve. So much variety out of the Tampa Bay bullpen. See the 4 outfield setup. Lau, the second baseman, out in right field. Meadows is in the gap in right center. And a pop-up, long run. Lau's got a long way to go. He'll settle under it. And there is out number 1. We're talking about the variety of pitchers, Jeff Francoeur, coming out of that Rays bullpen. They don't give you the same look with any of their pitchers.
No, and they all have good stuff, but look at that. I mean, that is a nightmare for a hitter. You had Sluggers last time at 6'10" coming in. Now you got Anderson, you got Thompson and Luke down there at the bottom. That's incredible. Not only, and Cash knows how to use them.
They're not only talented, but the versatility and the contrast that he can bring in a game is just amazing.
A nod to Barrett Brenner, our man in the truck, celebrating a birthday today. Give you an idea of how difficult it is to get a rhythm against this bullpen. Best bullpen in the American League, the Tampa Bay Rays. This game could center on this particular half inning for the Astros. They've got the top of their order. The Rays are much better stocked to go the long haul in a potential extra inning game than the Astros. But right now, Dusty Baker has his closer in the game and his best hitters coming up. Astros take a lead here. They could force a game 6.
They have so many talented hitters in this Astros lineup, but the guy I would not want to face when the pressure is on the most is Michael Brantley.
Brantley drove in a pair with a single in the 3rd. Put the Astros ahead 3-1. Swing and a miss.
Well, and I think if you would ask Dusty Baker before the game, we could be going to the bottom of the 8th, and our bullpen had only given up 3 runs. He'd take it.
Yeah,
he told us before, our offense has to have a breakout game. Looked like they might early, but now the Rays have shut them down.
The game is tied, but it feels like all the pressure right now on the Astros hitters to try to give him a lead. Slow roller. Ji-Man Choi gobbles it up. And there is out number 2. By the way, today is Spirit Day, and MLB proudly takes a stand against bullying in support of LGBTQ youth. Join us as baseball speaks out in the spirit of positivity and inclusion. For more information on Spirit Day, follow MLB on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Everybody is welcome in the great game of baseball. 2 outs, 8th inning. Here comes Altuve now. Has not been retired yet. 2 walks and a hit. He tried to stretch a single into a double in the 6th inning, was thrown out at second base.
Yeah, 2 base running mistakes in this game for Altuve. Picked off in the 1st inning.
Altuve looks at one down for a ball. Yeah, off-season Adam, that arm angle. Incredible. We agree.
Yeah.
Just been trying to, from the hitter's perspective, to grasp what the Rays send out there from a bullpen perspective. It's not just the talent of the individual pitchers. It's the variety in which they go about it. 97-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike.
The Rays with the largest wingspan in the game.
A good pitch by Anderson. To me, you got to stay away right here. And if Altuve shoots a single the other way, it is what it is. But you can't let him beat you for a home run to left.
But what's against Anderson? He's got to keep the ball down.
Altuve's got 3 homers in this series. And he looks at a fastball, strike. Got the call on the corner. 1-2 now.
This is unfortunate. The ball.
That's out on the white chalk.
Zunino stuck the landing. Altuve disagrees. Benefit of the call for Nick Anderson. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bounced it. The talk about Altuve and his throwing problems, he has had no problems at the plate. He's got 8 hits in this series. He's 8 for 18. He's driven in 4. His 3 home runs have been 1st inning home runs, including one yesterday.
An open stance, totally relaxed.
2-2 the count. Anderson deals. Altuve tried to shoot one to right, fouls it away.
He can do more than shoot it to right. He can homer to right.
Well, good guy, knowing that it's that 1-1, he got the fastball away right there. He's got to be thinking, okay, if he's going to get that call, he's gonna probably try to go back out there.
That's why the shift is on, expecting him to pull on the ground. Well, Altuve in a spot like this, looking to elevate. They play him straight away in the outfield.
He's had a ground ball hit down that right-hand side earlier in this series.
Do it again. 2-2 pitch. Missed that time. Altuve almost daring Ted Barrett. Taking a close one. Just inches away from the other one that was called a strike. Rays will have Zunino, the catcher, to lead off in the next inning. Altuve turns on one, caught by Wendell. A line shot into the glove of Joey Wendell. And again, the Astros hit a bullet for an out. Wendell well positioned right there down the line. Inning over. Astros go in order. Now we go to the 9th in a 3-3 game in Game 5. Headed to the 9th. Some of the sights of this dramatic Game 5, this 2020 American League Championship Series presented by Geico. Ji-Man Choi ties it with a home run in the 8th. Mike Zunino will lead off here in the 9th for the Rays. And first pitch breaking ball in there for a strike. It's been a game that has featured 8 rookie pitchers, the most ever in a postseason game. Presley coming in for the injured Josh James. Got a strikeout of Adames to end the 8th. Zunino, a hot smash through for a base hit. Right through the shift. Mike Zunino is aboard. And the Rays have a man on to start this 9th inning. That's the go-ahead run here in the top of the 9th. And a pinch runner coming on. Zunino will hand it over to Kevin Kiermaier. And a big hit to start this 9th inning for Mike Zunino.
Zunino's had some of the best at-bats all game long, Frenchie.
Well, and he's a guy, look, if you can hit location, you can get him out. Second time now they've missed over the heart of the plate, and really lucky that's only a single.
They had the shift correct. It's just he hit it too hard.
It's going to be a last at-bat win for someone here in this game 5. Kiermaier the runner now with great speed and an excellent base runner at that.
The two kind of mittens on there for Kiermaier. Remember, it's his left hand that was hit by the pitch.
Brandon Lau homered in the 3rd to tie the game at 1. There is Valdez. Potentially a starter tomorrow. If the Astros can get to tomorrow, Dusty Baker will not hesitate to use him today if needed. No balls and a strike on Lau. Maldonado has one of the great throwing arms in the game. If you're thinking about a stolen base opportunity here, you might not try it just yet. Kiermaier can fly. Maldonado has already thrown him out once in this series. That was at 3rd base. And he's not afraid to backpick either, as he just showed you. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swinging a foul. 1-2 now.
With that fake backpick, Brian, just to make sure to keep Kiermaier maybe just 1 half step closer to that bag.
Astros have a shift on in this spot. You got a Rosarena due next, who's been the all everything for the Tampa Bay Rays. There's so much at play when the shift is on, but in a spot like this, if Lau has a base hit to the outfield, Bregman's the only guy over there. Kiermaier, with all his speed, you know he'll be thinking about 3rd base. One and 2 the count on Lau. Presley deals, and a swing and a miss. Maldonado kept it in front. A strikeout for Presley. Out number 1 here in the 9th inning.
Well, despite the home run in this game, Lau's troubles are not behind him.
No, and you know, honestly, I was wondering, Ron, before that, if they were possibly going to think about laying one down to get Kiermaier in scoring position.
Yeah.
With, you know, the 2 hottest hitter for the Rays coming up, with him struggling, and another time where he wasn't able to put the ball in play.
Well, 1, they would never bunt Lau, and 2nd, even if they did, they'd walk a Rosarena.
Went with a curveball to get him.
Or pitch him tough anyway.
Well, here is Randy Arozarena. The guy who has delivered the most consistently all postseason long for the Tampa Bay Rays. He's got 20 hits this postseason. It's a Rays record. Homered in the 5th. Got him within a run. Big swing and a miss. Arozarena was up at a big spot against Greinke yesterday and struck out.
Key for Presley, you got to keep that slider down, whether it's that or the fastball, because he really has nothing to come into these righties a lot, and we've seen him do a lot of damage at balls out over the plate.
Maldonado wants a slider again. Go ahead run at first. Kiermaier. Arozarena takes a strike. Boy, Maldonado stuck the landing. Presley put it right on the edge, and it's 0-2.
You couldn't draw this pitch up better. You work all off season to throw a pitch just like this one.
As good as it gets. They call that the Hall of Fame corner because that's where you end up if you pitch there. No balls, 2 strikes. In the dirt and gets by Maldonado. Kiermaier around second. He's going to stop there. That'll be a wild pitch. Oh, what a huge mistake. And now Kiermaier in scoring position with 1 away.
Well, this is first and foremost the pitcher's fault, not even close, but then it's Maldonado's because he doesn't get in position to block it, tries to backhand it. That sometimes can be a tired play for a catcher after 9 innings, but that is something you very rarely see him do.
Now a base hit could give the Rays the lead. Kiermaier with great speed at second base. 1-2 the count on Arozarena. Presley deals in the air, popped him up. Coming in to make the play, Reddick, and there is out number 2.
And now the option for Dusty Baker. You got the left-handed Meadows up who's swinging a good bat, but Diaz on deck, the righty too. He's going to kind of pick who he wants to go after.
Arozarena retired. Presley certainly more effective against right-handed batters with that slider. And let's see what Dusty Baker wants to do here. They put the shift on. No intentional pass. And it's going to be Presley against Meadows. Note Correa back in the grass in that rover position. And now Maldonado is on his way out.
Do they have any more visits?
I believe that is the last one. We'll make them count.
Personally, I feel that Presley has such an advantage against right-handed hitters, not the same advantage against left-handed hitters. I would fear the confrontation with Meadows more than I would with Diaz.
And I agree with that. My only thinking that I guess they're thinking is Meadows, if there's been one pitch I feel like he's kind of missed this series, it's that back foot slider. But as you said, it's a dangerous pitch because if you don't get it down there with Meadows' swing.
Well, Meadows 2 at-bats against Presley, has a double. And they are going to challenge him here. Shift is on. Astros have used their 5 mound visits.
They're going to challenge him or they're going to bounce 4 sliders, one or the other.
Which can be risky too, running the risk of putting the go-ahead run at third if you don't block it. A swing and a miss. Meadows trying to jump on that first pitch. Boy, what a game. Tense. Astros facing elimination.
He would never throw a pitch out that had just thrown a career backdoor curveball.
Wait, he just got rid of the baseball.
He did. I don't know how he can do it.
He's thrown all the strikes out of it, I guess. Kiermaier will be on the move with the crack of the bat. 2 outs, 9th inning. Here's the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Both Meadows and Diaz, the hitter on deck. 2 hitters that missed a lot of time due to injury in the final month of the season. Both had to go through a lot of simulated games and high velocity pitching machine rounds in the cage to try to get the bat speed back. Meadows has gotten it going here in the last couple of days. 2 hits yesterday, hit the ball sharply 3 times. He's got a chance to give the Rays the lead in the 9th. Presley deals in the air, center field. That's going to stay playable. And Ryan Presley holds serve for the Astros. 4 big outs from the Astros closer. Still tied at 3. Astros coming up in the 9th. 1988, 32 years ago, Kurt Gibson One of the most famous home runs in baseball history. I can't believe what I just saw. And here we are 32 years later, and we're going to have a last at-bat win by someone. You see the defensive changes. Kiermaier stays into play center. That moves Margot to right. Michael Perez will do the catching now with Zunino lifted as a pinch runner, or for the pinch runner. And Ronnie's second inning for Nick Anderson. 3 up, 3 down. Retired Springer, Brantley, and Altuve in the 8th.
Well, we saw him go 2+ innings against the Yankees in Game 5. He is their guy. Of all the great stable of arms that they have out there, he is their de facto closer.
4 outfielders as Lau heads to right field. And you got the 3 center fielders in Margot, Kiermaier, and Arozarena, all center fielders by trade. Here is Alex Bregman at the plate to start the bottom of the 9th inning. One swing of the Astros bat could send us to a Game 6 tomorrow night.
I think Bregman, Correa, both these guys, if they watched how they pitched to Altuve, they can have an idea. Probably going to try to live with that fastball on the outer corner and that slider.
Bregman has 1 hit in his last 15 at-bats, despite all the hard hit balls. He's got his moment right here, trying to extend the Astros season. 1-1 pitch and a swing and a miss. Got a piece of that one, fouled it off Perez. 1-2 the count.
Bregman missed a hanger here, Frenchie.
One of those that almost backed up again, which I know you could never make yourself do it, but it's the most effective pitch in baseball.
Astros number 4 through 7 hitters are 0 for 12 in this game. Bregman, Correa, Tucker, Gurriel. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2-2 now. Teams down 3-0 in a best of 7, which the Astros were, to force a Game 6 with the Braves, Mets, and the Red Sox. Of course, the Red Sox, the ones that came all the way back to win the series against the Yankees. 2-2 pitch. Bregman lifts it in the air, shallow right field, and the 4th outfielder, Lau, comes in to make the play for out number 1.
Every time they play the 4-man outfield, invariably it's a pop-up to the outfield.
So officially goes as pop-up to the 4 position. The second baseman, Lau, will come in to the infield now. And here is Carlos Correa. Now, you saw a pretty epic bat flip by Ji-Man Choi. If Carlos Correa hits one out of here, you may see
it might hit us up
the
here.
World's longest bat flip.
More fastballs against Bregman. I think you'll see more breaking balls against Correa.
1 away, 9th inning. And up and in on Correa. One that got away. Breaking ball from Anderson. The 1-0 swing and a miss. He was cutting loose for the fastball, and Anderson gave him the off-speed pitch, had him way out in front of it.
That's the old sellout for the fastball. Get ready for 96, and a great pitch by Anderson.
1 ball, 1 strike. In the air, center field. Correa's watching. This is back, and it's gone. It's a walk-off home run. Carlos Correa. Astros win. Carlos Correa has just forced a Game 6 in this ALCS. What a moment. And a bear hug from his manager on the 32nd anniversary of Kirk Gibson winning a World Series game. Carlos Correa has his walk-off moment here in Game 5. Wow.
And give credit to Carlos Correa for never coming off. You see Gary Pettis right there, third base coach for Astros. He never came off the fastball. Even when he swung through the slider, he was ready for it. What a moment for him.
That's a win one for GP right there.
Fastball up in the zone. Like I said, swung that same swing 1-0. Stayed on that fastball, had a game plan, and he knew it right away.
He did. Stood there, majestic clout to center field, watched it, and flipped it.
His 6th home run of this postseason. That ties the most homers by a shortstop in a single postseason. Rich Aurelia back in 02 had 6, and this one gets the Astros into celebration mode. A walk-off home run in Game 5 of the ALCS, and a team that was down 3-0 suddenly turning the momentum their way. The Astros have forced a Game 6, and their 71-year-old manager is dancing the night away here in San Diego. What a moment. Down to the field, Lauren Shahadi standing by with Carlos Correa.
Carlos, congratulations. The 1-1 pitch. Were you sitting fastball?
Yes, looking fastball. I know he's got good hop, about 20-some inches plus. So I was trying to get on top of that fastball, drive it to center field. And that's exactly what I did. Sorry, I'm hyped up right now. So I'm running out of breath right now.
Did you know it right off the bat?
Oh, yeah, I knew off the bat. You know, the ball is carrying well today during daytime. So as soon as I hit it, I knew it was going.
You pointed up at the stands at your wife, I'm sure, but also Gary Pettis. Extra special to have him here.
Yes, Gary Pettis, special guy. You know, he's not able to be here in the dugout with us, but he was here able to watch it. I also pointed at the dugout because I told it two-way I was going to end it, and I told right in the dugout I was going to end it. So, you know, to be able to do it, it's a whole different story. So I was able to do it, so I was super hyped.
I heard you talking to your teammates. You said what? I don't want to what?
I don't want to go home yet. So, you know, we're down 0-3, and we had a meeting, a players meeting in the clubhouse, and we said we don't want to go home yet, so we better do something about it. We're down 2-3. We still got a lot of work to do, but, you know, it's a good start. 2 games to win. McCullers and Valdez ready to go. Sound good? Sounds great. Sounds great. The right guys we want in that situation, so we're excited. We got to get back to work tomorrow.
On the grandest stage, you always shine. Carlos Correa, congratulations. Brian.
Thank you.
Wow. She's right. I mean, this guy is made for the bright lights and the big moments, and that is one of the biggest moments of his career, and he delivers a walk-off home run here in Game 5. That was something special, Frenchie.
A guy with a lot of postseason experience. You heard him say, I didn't come off the fastball. He got it, and he delivered first
They
time.
beat the Rays at their game. The Rays had the opener. They've won all season long with the opener. 5 rookies pitched for the Astros and kept it close. And the team that always wins 1-run games, the Tampa Bay Rays, did not win this one.
17 career postseason home run, and that's one he is never going to forget. Carlos Correa, an absolute bomb out of here to center field to win the game. A walk-off in Game 5. We're ready for Game 6 now. This is going to be something. Coming up next, the postseason show presented by the all-new Hyundai Elantra. For Ron, Jeff, Lauren, I'm Brian Anderson saying so long from San Diego. The 2020 American League Championship Series is presented by Geico. TBS, your exclusive home for the 2020 American League pennant.